Chapter 12:31. I lost. You can kill me or cut me up as you please. Seeing Yi Chunfeng's terrifying strength, the pale youth's last bit of hope was shattered. He closed his eyes and said in resignation, "Do you want to learn my skills?" Just as the pale-faced youth felt despair, Yi Chunfeng undid the restrictions in his body. Then, he revealed a faint smile as he looked at the pale-faced youth. What do you mean? Do you want to take me as your disciple?" The pale youth suddenly opened his eyes and looked at Yi Chunfeng's delicate face and asked in surprise, "No, I'm not interested in taking disciples, but I'm interested in you. If I'm not wrong, you're from the Zhou family." Yi Chunfeng asked softly, "Who are you?" The pale youth's eyes widened in vigilance. "Who I am is not important. What's important is that I can improve your sword heart." Feeling the vigilance in the pale youth's eyes, Yi Chunfeng showed a faint smile and said, "How do you know I've cultivated the sword heart?" The sword heart was the pale youth's biggest secret. He didn't tell anyone, so when Yi Chunfeng said the secret of the sword heart, his heart was in turmoil. "Not only do I know that you've cultivated the sword heart, but I also know that the snake blood and true yang body in your body backfired, seriously damaging your meridians and organs. And you've overdrawn your body to cultivate, further damaging your meridians. If I'm not wrong, every rainy night or snowy day, you'll feel a needle-like pain in your heart." Yi Chunfeng looked at the pale youth's shocked face and said slowly, You. Hearing Yi Chunfeng continuously reveal his body's secret, the pale youth opened his mouth and showed a look of disbelief. He was so shocked that he couldn't say anything. "Although you rely on your strong willpower to endure the pain caused by the damage to your meridians, as your strength increases, this pain won't decrease, but will become more and more serious. In the end, you'll explode and die." Yi Chunfeng continued, "Me, can I still be saved?" The pale youth swallowed and looked at Yi Chunfeng with hopeful eyes and asked, "Since I can see the hidden illness in your body, I naturally have a way to cure it." Yi Chunfeng revealed a faint smile and said, "Let's go to your Zhou family and talk." Although Yi Chunfeng was fond of the pale-faced youth, he would not casually teach him divine abilities. He had to pass his test first. Seeing Yi Chunfeng turn around and walk out of the forest, the pale-faced youth hesitated for a moment before immediately following him. After leaving the forest and arriving outside, he immediately saw Zhou Yuhan, who had been missing for several years. Sister Yuhan looking at the slender and elegant Zhou Yuhan standing beside the spiritual fish, the pale-faced youth's eyes widened in surprise. Zhou Yuhan's family had mysteriously disappeared. The Zhou family had spent a lot of manpower and resources to search for them, but they couldn't find any trace of them. They guessed that the family had met with misfortune. However, several years later, Zhou Yuhan returned. This made the pale youth immediately walk over. "Sister Yuhan, where have you been all these years? Why didn't uncle and aunt come back with you?" "My father and mother were killed." Looking at the pale-faced youth, Zhou Yuhan showed a trace of excitement and said with a slightly trembling voice, "Sister Yuhan, what happened? Who did it?" The pale-faced youth showed an angry expression and asked angrily, "Yuhan's death has been avenged. Let's go back to the Zhou family and talk," Yi Chunfeng answered. "Sister Yuhan, do you know each other?" The pale-faced youth said with widened eyes, "Mr. Yi has given me a new life and saved my life. Without Mr. Yi, not only would I not be able to avenge my parents, I'm afraid I would have died." Although Zhou Yuhan had lost part of her memory, she still kept some important memories. "Mr. Yi, thank you." Because of Zhou Yuhan, the pale-faced youth's vigilance towards Yi Chunfeng was greatly reduced. He bowed deeply to him and said gratefully, "Okay, let's go into the city." With that, the group walked into the bustling, rich, and clean Zhou city and headed towards the Zhou family estate in the eastern part of the city. On the way to the Zhou family estate, Yi Chunfeng learned that the pale-faced youth was called Zhou Qianni. He was the grandson of the current patriarch of the Zhou family. The Zhou family estate had been in a bad situation recently and had clashed with the Donghe clan several times. The source of the conflict was a gold lightning stone mine that the Zhou family had accidentally discovered. Suddenly, the sound of galloping horses could be heard. Several powerful experts riding dragon horses passed through the noisy street. causing chaos in the entire street. Damn it, it's the people of the Dongha clan. They are too arrogant. They actually galloped through the streets with no regard for the rules of the Zhou family. Zhou Qianni clenched his fists tightly and said angrily, "Let's go quickly to your Zhou family estate." Yi Chenfeng guessed that the people of the Dongha clan had come for the gold lightning stone mine that the Zhou family had discovered. He quickened his pace and walked towards the Zhou family estate. When Yi Chenfeng's group arrived at the Zhou family estate, they found two Zhou family disciples lying on the ground with blood dripping from the corners of their mouths. The main gate of the Zhou family estate had been shattered by brute force. Large amounts of debris were scattered all over the ground. The people of the Dongha clan had gone too far, Zhou Tianyi said angrily. He immediately charged into the Zhou family estate and saw the patriarch of the Zhou family, Zhou Shanlong, sitting in the main hall with a gloomy face. He wore a dark gray robe and had white hair. His left hand, which was hidden in his sleeve, was dripping with blood. "Grandfather, are you injured?" Zhou Tianyi immediately asked when he saw that Zhou Shanlong's face was slightly pale and his sleeve was dyed red with blood. "This small injury is nothing." Zhou Shanlong looked at Zhou Tianyi dotingly and shook his head. "Grandfather, are the people of the Dongha clan here for the gold lightning stone mine again?" Zhou Tianyi asked angrily. "No, the people of the Dongha clan are not here for the gold lightning stone mine. They are here for your sister, Zhou Shui." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said, "They said that if we are willing to marry your sister to Dongha Yuqi as a concubine, the gold lightning stone mine will be their betrothal gift. Otherwise, they will take the mine by force. These despicable bastards, who does Dongha Yuqi think he is? How can he be worthy of my sister? How dare they make my sister his concubine? The Dongha clan has gone too far." Zhou Tianyi was so angry that the veins on his forehead bulged. "The Dongha clan knows that we will not marry Shui to that scumbag Dongha Yuqi, so they're forcing us to choose the second option. This way, they will have a valid reason to take over the gold lightning stone mine. Even if we sue the Thunder clan, they will have an excuse." Zhou Shanlong saw through the Dongha clan scheme and said angrily, "They are so despicable. At most, we will give the gold lightning stone mine to the Thunder clan so that the Dongha clan will not be able to get anything." Zhou Tianyi said angrily, "Sigh, maybe this is the only solution." Zhou Shanlong sighed softly. However, he really could not bear to give up the gold lightning stone mine. Actually, this matter was not that complicated. Suddenly, a calm voice sounded in the main hall of the Zhou family. Yi Chenfeng walked in slowly with Ling Yu and Zhou Yuhan. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1232. Yuhan looking at Zhou Yuhan, who suddenly appeared. Zhou Shanlong was stunned, but Zhou Yuhan's grandfather Zhou Shankuan was ecstatic, quickly stood up from the chair and walked over. Grandpa, Yuhan is back." Looking at the person closest to her, Zhou Yuhan's eyes were red, and she said excitedly, "It's good that you're back. It's good that you're back." Zhou Shankuan gently wiped the tears hanging from the corner of Zhou Yuhan's eyes and said, "Yuhan, where are your parents? Why didn't they come back with you?" "Father and mother were killed." Zhou Yuhan sobbed and told them what happened, and also told them that Yi Chenfeng avenged her. "Thank you for saving Yuhan and avenging my son and daughter-in-law." Zhou Shankuan bowed deeply to Yi Chenfeng and thanked him. "You're too serious. I have some connections with your Zhou family's ancestors, and I promise to form a good relationship with your Zhou family." Yi Chenfeng helped Zhou Shankuan up with both hands and said with a smile, "My Zhou family's ancestors." Zhou Shanlong frowned slightly, looking at Yi Chenfeng with eyes full of suspicion, trying to figure out his intentions. The Zhou family had been destroyed for tens of thousands of years, and Yi Chenfeng was too young, so it was impossible to connect him with the Zhou family's ancestors. "Zhou family head, this jade slip is for you." Yi Chenfeng caught the suspicion in Zhou Shanlong and the other's eyes, but he didn't care. He handed the jade slip with the cultivation chant of the supernatural power tyrant kick to Zhou Shanlong. When Zhou Shanlong's soul power penetrated the jade slip, his pupils immediately widened, and his whole person was stunned, as if he was struck by lightning. "Big brother, what's wrong with you?" Seeing Zhou Shanlong lose his composure, Zhou Shanquin and the others immediately asked. "Shanquin, Yuhan, stay. The others go outside and wait." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath, suppressed the shock in his heart, and ordered without any room for objection. "Grandpa, I also know young Master Yi. Can I also stay?" Zhou Qianni looked at Zhou Shanlong's constantly changing face and said expectantly, "Okay, you stay too." Zhou Shanlong valued Zhou Qianni very much, nodded and agreed. "Big brother, what's in this jade slip?" Zhou Shanquin asked curiously after everyone left, and Zhou Shanlong set up a soundproof restriction in the hall. "This jade strip is the #1 sacred art of my Zhou clan during its heyday." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said, "What? Divine ability tyrannical kick?" Zhou Shanquin and the others sucked in a breath of cold air. The way they looked at Yi Chunfeng changed completely. They didn't think that Yi Chunfeng would actually bring back the long-lost tyrant foot. "Young Master Yi, where did you get this divine ability, tyrannical foot?" Although he had many guesses in his heart, Zhou Shanlong still could not believe that Yi Chunfeng was related to the ancestors of the Zhou family. "This divine ability, tyrant foot, was given to me by your Zhou clan's ancestor," Yi Chunfeng said indifferently. "Could it be that an ancestor of the Zhou clan is still alive?" Zhou Shanlong was overjoyed and quickly asked. The Zhou clan was already in dire straits. If there was an ancestor of the Zhou clan holding down the fort, then the situation would be very different. "No, your Zhou clan's ancestor has already fallen into the cycle of reincarnation and turned into ashes." Yi Chunfeng shook his head and explained how he found the Zhou clan's ruins and met the Zhou clan's ancestor. "That means that the 3 great treasures of my Zhou clan are already in young master's hands?" Zhou Shanlong suppressed the shock in his heart and asked. "The ancient beast talisman is not with me, and the 9 flood dragon portrait is with Yi Chunfeng." The reason why he said this was to test the character of the Zhou clan. If the Zhou clan's character wasn't good, then he would leave after giving them the treasures. As for the 9 flood dragon portrait, he would not return it to the Zhou clan no matter what. "Young Master Yi, can you let us see the 9 flood dragon portrait?" Zhou Shanlong glanced at the calm Yi Chunfeng and asked, "You want the 9 flood dragon portrait back?" Yi Chunfeng smiled and asked in a low voice, "No, since our ancestor gave the 9 flood dragon portrait to young master, we naturally wouldn't dare to go against our ancestor's wishes and take it back. Furthermore, young master Yi brought back the tyrant foot, which is already a great kindness. I just want to see the true appearance of my Zhou clan's #1 treasure with my own eyes," Zhou Shanlong explained. "Okay, take a look." With a thought, Yi Chunfeng summoned the mid-tier saint treasure, the Jiao painting, and handed it to Zhou Shanlong. 9 flood dragon portrait, it really is the 9 flood dragon portrait. Gently stroking the 9 flood dragon portrait, Zhou Shanlong was so excited that he couldn't speak. Zhou Shanquin and the others also fell into excitement. "Young Master Yi, what did our ancestor tell us?" Holding back the excitement in his heart, Zhou Shanlong returned the 9 flood dragon portrait to Yi Chunfeng and asked respectfully. "No, they just asked me to take care of your Zhou clan and form a good relationship with you." Yi Chunfeng shook his head and said, "Then can young master help my Zhou clan protect the Golden Thunderstone mine?" Thinking of Yi Chunfeng's words at the beginning, Zhou Shanlong asked in surprise. "That was just a small matter." Yi Chunfeng smiled and said, "I looked at your face and body. You haven't been able to solve the problem of the backlash between the snake transformation bloodline and the true Yang body. Young Master Yi, do you have a way?" Zhou Shanlong and the others raised their eyebrows and became even more excited. I have a pill formula here. You guys should think of a way to gather the ingredients in the pill formula. As long as you can gather them, I will open the furnace and refine the pill for you. At that time, you will be able to solve the problem of the backlash between your bloodline and your physique." Yi Chunfeng nodded and handed a pill formula to Zhou Shanlong. Seeing the more than 30 kinds of elixir ingredients on the pill recipe, Zhou Shanlong was a little dumbfounded because he had never heard of many of them. but he firmly believed in Yi Qinfeng's ability. He folded it and put it in his chest, ready to use all the channels of the Zhou clan to search for it. Young Master Yi, for a while, you and this little girl can live in my Zhou clan. Although Yi Qinfeng's realm was not high, Zhou Shanlong believed his ancestors' vision and said enthusiastically, "Okay." Yi Qinfeng nodded and said, "Tianny, quickly take young Master Yi and the little girl to the west courtyard to rest. Without my permission, no one is to disturb them." Zhou Shanlong ordered Zhou Tianny and Yi Qinfeng to be close. "Yes, Grandpa." The smart Zhou Tianny nodded and led Yi Qinfeng and the little girl out of the main hall and to the quiet west courtyard to rest. "Big brother, what do you think of this person?" After Yi Qinfeng and the little girl left, Zhou Shanquin asked in a low voice, "Our ancestors would never misjudge a person. Perhaps he can really give our Zhou family a chance to rise again." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said solemnly, "Sai, let's hope so." Zhou Shanquin was not clear about Yi Qinfeng's strength and methods. Thinking of the consequences of a direct confrontation with the Donghe clan, he was slightly worried. "Young Master Yi, please take me as your disciple." Taking Yi Qinfeng and the little girl to the west courtyard, Zhou Tianny bit his lips and suddenly knelt on the ground and begged, "I have said that I have no intention of taking you as my disciple." Looking at Zhou Tianny's disappointed eyes, Zhou Shanlong said, "This jade scroll is for you. If you can understand it in 10 days, I will give you the second jade scroll." As he spoke, Yi Qinfeng gave a jade scroll with 10 sword Dao patterns carved on it to Zhou Tianny, who had a look of ecstasy on his face. He then walked into the elegant and quiet western courtyard with the spirit fish. Mobile reading site. Book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1233. After settling down, Yi Qinfeng gave the spirit fish a few stalks of 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs and took out a jade scroll with plenty of restrictions to cultivate the divine ability mirror image. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test the divine ability mirror image sounded like an auxiliary divine ability, but the divine ability mirror image was a true offensive divine ability that was split into 3 stages. At the first stage, one mirror image would be split out and possess 30% of the original body strength. At the second stage, 2 mirror images would be split out and possess 60% of the original body strength. At the third stage, 3 mirror images would be split out and possess all the original body strength. After understanding the 3 stages of the divine ability mirror image, Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile. The divine ability mirror image might be difficult to cultivate, but it was a very practical divine ability. If he cultivated it to the highest stage, he would be able to split himself into 3 and burst out with 3 times the strength. It was enough to turn the tide at a crucial moment. After eliminating the distracting thoughts in his mind, Yi Qinfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce and borrow the God-Eater brain's powerful deduction ability to cultivate the divine ability mirror image. It was extremely difficult to cultivate the divine ability mirror image. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to comprehend its true essence and cultivate it to the first stage without spending years of research. However, the God-Eater brain had undergone numerous transformations and was extremely heaven-defying. Yi Qinfeng spent more than 9 days and successfully cultivated it to the first stage. Divine ability mirror image with a thought. Yi Qinfeng's entire body's soul power instantly burst out. His body split out an exact replica of himself with a vivid and lifelike appearance. Not bad, not bad. This divine ability mirror image is too mystical. It can really pass off the fake as the real thing. Even the aura presence is exactly the same as mine. Looking at the mirror image clone that executed the divine ability mirror image split, Yi Qinfeng revealed a smile. With this divine ability, it would be convenient for him to do many things. After a simple rest, it was daybreak. Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit sensed that Zhou Tianny had appeared at the door on time. He woke up from his recuperation and opened the door to walk out. How is it? Have you comprehended the jade scroll that I gave you? Yi Chenfeng looked at Zhou Qianni, who was kneeling on the ground with a sincere expression, and asked slowly, I have fully comprehended the 10 sword Dao patterns that Master passed down to me. Zhou Qianni knew how precious the sword Dao inheritance was. Yi Chenfeng was willing to selflessly teach him the sword Dao, which made him feel very grateful to Yi Chenfeng. Remember, I am not your master. We are not fated to be master and disciple. You are not allowed to call me master in the future. Otherwise, I will not teach you anything. Yi Chenfeng frowned slightly and warned sternly. Then how should I address Senior? Zhou Qianni revealed a trace of disappointment. He did not dare to disobey Yi Chenfeng's warning and asked respectfully, You and I are about the same age. In the future, you can call me Big Brother like the Lingyu, Yi Chenfeng said with a smile. How can this work? Although Yi Chenfeng was unwilling to accept Zhou Qianni as his disciple, in Zhou Qianni's heart, he had long recognized Yi Chenfeng as his master, so he did not dare to act rashly. If I say it's okay, then it's okay. Yi Chenfeng glared at him with his tiger eyes and said, If you don't want to, then just leave. No, I want to, Zhou Qianni said fearfully. Qianni, although your cultivation level is not high now, you have cultivated the sword heart. In the future, you will be above millions of people, so you don't have to be too humble. But you have to remember, no matter what you achieve in the future, you must abide by your heart. Don't be blinded by your ambition. Yi Chenfeng warned sternly. Yes, Qianni will remember Big Brother's words. Zhou Qianni nodded solemnly and promised. This jade scroll is for you. Return it to me in 10 days. Yi Chenfeng gave Zhou Qianni a jade scroll with 10 sword Dao patterns engraved on it. Thank you, Big Brother. Zhou Qianni said excitedly as he received the jade scroll that Yi Chenfeng threw with both hands. Wait, the people from the Donghe clan are here. Just as Zhou Qianni was about to go back and understand the sword Dao intent engraved on the jade scroll, Yi Chenfeng suddenly called out to him. Damn it, the Donghe clan has gone too far. Do they really think that the Zhou clan is easy to bully? Zhou Qianni clenched his fists and said angrily, Qianni, I will leave the people from the Donghe clan to you. Remember, don't weaken the prestige of the Zhou clan. Yi Chenfeng said slowly, deliberately testing Zhou Qianni's martial heart. Don't worry, Big Brother, I will not embarrass the Zhou clan. Zhou Qianni nodded solemnly and immediately went to the front yard of the Zhou clan. At this time, more than 10 experts from the Donghe clan barged in arrogantly and clashed with the experts from the Zhou clan. Donghe Yuqi, what is the meaning of this? Why did you barge into the Zhou clan? Zhou Shanlong glared angrily at a young man in a long blue robe. He was tall and sturdy and had a mocking smile on his arrogant face. Patriarch Zhou, I am here to propose marriage. Unfortunately, the dogs of your Zhou clan spoke rudely to me. I have no choice but to teach them a lesson on your behalf and let them know that there are some people they can't afford to offend. Donghe Yuqi, who was known as the #1 genius of the Donghe clan and had reached level 5 combat beast emperor at a young age, said arrogantly with his hands behind his back. He ignored the hostile eyes of the Zhou clan and said coldly. Zhou Shanlong's face was filled with anger. He said, Do you really think that the Donghe clan is the Thunder clan and can control all the major forces in the Thunder region? You don't have to provoke me. The Donghe clan will naturally follow the lead of the Thunder clan. However, this will not affect my determination to marry Zhou Shui. Donghe Yuqi said domineeringly, Patriarch Zhou, what do you think? Are you willing to marry Zhou Shui to me as my concubine? Don't even think about it. How can a scumbag like you be worthy of my second sister? An angry voice sounded. Zhou Qianni hurried over and scolded without any trace of politeness. Little bastard, who are you scolding? Donghe Yuqi's pupils shrank and shot out rays of cold light. He asked with a gloomy face. I scolded, little bastard. Zhou Qianni retorted. Donghe Yuqi, the Zhou clan does not welcome you. If you know what's good for you, get out of here. Otherwise, the Zhou clan will not be polite to you. Donghe Yuqi put his hands behind his back and laughed arrogantly. He said, I am standing right here. Let's see how you're going to be rude to me. Buzz. As soon as Dong Yuchi finished speaking, a white light flashed in Zhou Qianni's hand. A sharp longsword appeared in his hand. With an ear-piercing sound, the longsword pierced towards Dong Yuchi's chest. "You are courting death." Dong Yuchi was a level 5 combat beast emperor. He did not expect Zhou Qianni, who was only a level 1 combat beast emperor, to dare to attack him. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. A terrifying shadow of an ancient beast appeared in his tall and straight body. It roared at Zhou Qianni. "Buzz!" Dong Yuchi unleashed a palm strike across the air. The phantom of the ancient beast transformed into a boundless stream of light and melded into his palm. The meteor-like palm strike directly broke Zhou Qianni's piercing sword light. The remaining power of the strike was not reduced in the slightest. Sword Dao pattern Zhou Qianni took a deep breath. He did not dodge. Instead, he activated the power of the sword heart and merged 10 sword Dao patterns into the supreme grade celestial longsword in his hand. A powerful sword light shot out and pierced towards Dong Yuchi. Ka came a series of dense explosions. Zhou Qianni was pushed back more than 10 steps. However, with the help of the sword heart and sword Dao patterns, he broke Dong Yuchi's palm strike. "Interesting. I did not expect you to be able to block my palm strike. It seems that the Zhou clan is not trash after all." Dong Yuchi looked at Zhou Qianni, who was retreating with blood dripping from the corner of his mouth. His body flashed, and he attacked again. He wanted to injure Zhou Qianni with one strike and establish his authority in the Zhou clan. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1234. Qianni Flash. Seeing that Zhou Qianni was in danger, Zhou Shanlong and Zhou Shanquin were shocked and wanted to rescue him. However, at this moment, 2 powerful beings from the Donghe clan attacked them from both sides, making it impossible for them to rescue Zhou Qianni. Little B asterisk starred. I'm going to let you know the consequences of going against me. I'm going to crush all the bones in your body and make you beg for mercy on the ground like a dog. Dong Yuchi's expression became even colder, and a terrifying Dao intent emanated from his right hand as he launched a lethal attack toward Zhou Qianni. Hearing Zhou Shanlong's warning, Yi Chenfeng's words echoed in Zhou Qianni's soul. "I can't bring shame to the Zhou clan. I can't back down." Bloodline ignition, true yang body awakening. Zhou Qianni gritted his teeth and ignored the damage to his body as he ignited his bloodline and awakened his body constitution. However, his cultivation level was too low compared to Dong Yuchi's, so even if he tried his best, he wouldn't be able to block Dong Yuchi's ultimate attack. Seeing Dong Yuchi's attack getting closer and closer, Zhou Qianni felt suffocated. His face paled, but his eyes shone with determination. He used all his strength to slash out with his sword, fighting with everything he had. Suddenly, a dizziness that was beyond what Dong Yuchi could handle surged into his soul, causing his soul to tremble and his reaction speed to slow down. His ultimate attack was forcibly interrupted. Chi! The sword light that Zhou Qianni slashed out pierced through the void and struck his body with incomparable sharpness. It directly broke through his body's defense and sent him flying, leaving behind a large amount of blood in the air. Young master, the Donghe clan members who were waiting to watch a good show were shocked to see Dong Yuchi being sent flying by Zhou Qianni's sword. Their eyes widened, and they looked as if they had seen a ghost. Kill him. Dong Yuchi shook his head to dispel the dizziness in his mind as he held onto his bleeding chest and ordered loudly. Hearing Dong Yuchi's order, 3 ferocious Donghe clan members fused with their spiritual beasts and wielded powerful Dao weapons. They surrounded Zhou Qianni, wanting to kill him and avenge the injured Dong Yuchi. Protect Qianni. Zhou Shanlong, who had regained his senses, ordered the Zhou clan members to protect Zhou Qianni. Big brother, it must have been Big Brother who secretly helped me just now. Looking at Dong Yuchi, who had been wounded by his sword, Zhou Tianyi calmed down. Wielding his low-grade Dao sword, he charged at the three murderous Donghe clan experts. Tian, don't be reckless, dodge quickly. Seeing Zhou Tianyi fearlessly rushing over, the faces of Zhou Shanlong and the others changed drastically as they loudly reminded him, "Little bastard, go to hell." The three cultivators of the Eastern River clan revealed ferocious expressions as they unleashed their terrifying killing moves in an attempt to kill Zhou Tianyi together. Suddenly, a terrifying soul force appeared in the void, turning into three hammer-like dizziness techniques, fiercely smashing into the three soul seas, causing their souls to tremble and their minds to go blank for a short moment. In the next moment, a golden ripple extended rapidly in the void. The terrifying sword light split the air and slashed at the three of them. With this sword, Zhou Tianyi unleashed the power of the sword heart and the power of vision to the extreme. It was extremely terrifying. Under this sword attack, even space began to tremble violently. Chi-chi-chi-an ear-piercing tearing sound was heard as the three Donghe clan experts' physical defenses shattered like glass. The terrifying sword light ruthlessly slashed at their bodies, cutting them apart and sending them flying. If it weren't for the fact that they were level 4 beast emperors, Zhou Tianyi's most powerful sword attack would have been enough to split their bodies and kill them on the spot. What? How could this be? Seeing the three level 4 beast emperors besieging Zhou Tianyi, but being injured by his sword and losing half of their lives, the Donghe clan experts revealed looks of disbelief. The way they looked at Zhou Tianyi changed drastically. Not only were the Donghe clan experts stunned by the scene before them, even Zhou Shanlong and the others revealed looks of disbelief. They couldn't figure out how Zhou Tianyi had suddenly become so powerful. Damn it! Who was it that plotted against us? Come out if you have the guts. Donghe Yuqi stood up with his hand on his injured chest, roaring loudly like an angry lion. Whoosh! A blurry figure flashed past Donghe Yuqi's eyes. A petite Lingyu with a cute doll hairstyle, wearing a cute princess dress, suddenly appeared in front of Donghe Yuqi. She stretched out her chubby little hand and viciously slapped him. Although they were both level 5 beast emperors, Lingyu's strength was much stronger than Donghe Yuqi's. Before Donghe Yuqi could react, he felt an unimaginable force ruthlessly slapping his cheek. The slap shattered his cheekbone and sent him flying. Bang! Donghe Yuqi's body flew in a beautiful arc in the air before crashing heavily onto the ground. A large amount of blood and broken teeth flowed out of his bleeding mouth. It was a shocking sight. Young lord, seeing Donghe Yuqi being sent flying with a single slap, the experts of the Donghe clan were shocked. They all gave up on fighting with the experts of the Zhou clan and surrounded Donghe Yuqi, whose cheeks had caved in and was howling in pain. Kill her! Donghe Yuqi was about to go mad with anger. He had never dreamed that he would be taught such a lesson by the Zhou clan. He glared at the cute and adorable spiritual fish with his blood-red eyes and ordered angrily, "Let's go. You think you can defeat me with just a few useless soldiers?" Lingyu's beautiful big eyes flashed with a trace of fierceness. Her body flashed and turned into a blur as she charged towards the Donghe clan experts with a force of nearly 100 million pounds. Crack! Crack! The sound of bones breaking rang out, sending chills down everyone's spine. In less than 5 breaths, the dozen Donghe clan experts all had their arms broken by Lingyu's explosive force. They wailed in pain and rolled on the ground. So strong. Zhou Shanlong and the others were deeply shocked when they saw Lingyu severely injuring the Donghe clan experts like the autumn wind cutting leaves. They didn't expect that the seemingly harmless and lovable Lingyu would have such terrifying strength. She defeated the Donghe clan experts in just a few breaths. Zhou Shanlong, you have guts. You actually found reinforcements. However, you can't protect your Zhou clan with just a little girl. Your Zhou clan will suffer the wrath of our Donghe clan. Although Lingyu's strength was terrifying, she was still too young. Donghe Yuqi, who had suffered a great loss, didn't think much of her. He wanted to leave after leaving behind some harsh words. Who are you calling a little girl? Lingyu's body flashed and blocked Donghe Yuqi and the other's path of retreat. Her beautiful big eyes shone with a dazzling golden light as she said coldly, "Me?" Feeling the violent aura from Ling Yu, Dong Yuchi's aura couldn't help but weaken. He didn't dare to answer Ling Yu's words. "Are you mute? Let me ask you, who were you calling a little girl just now?" Ling Yu looked at Dong Yuchi, whose face was red and whose eyes were flickering, and asked aggressively, I didn't call you a little girl." Thinking of Ling Yu's strength, Dong Yuchi could only grit his teeth and swallow his anger. He lowered his noble head and said in humiliation, "Slap." A crisp sound of slap was heard. Ling Yu jumped up and slapped Dong Yuchi hard on his left cheek. She said, "Do you think I'm so stupid that I can't tell that you're calling me a little girl? What do you want?" Dong Yuchi looked at Ling Yu in humiliation. If it wasn't for the huge difference in strength, Dong Yuchi would have jumped up and fought with his life. "Get out of the Zhou clan mansion one by one. Otherwise, I'll tear you apart and feed you to the dogs," Ling Yu said arrogantly. Dong Yuchi was so angry that his lungs almost exploded. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1235. Do you want to fight to the death with the Dong He clan? The humiliated Dong Yuchi glared at the spirit fish with his bloodshot eyes and roared furiously. Watermark advertisement. Test watermark advertisement test what? Do you think I am afraid of you? The spirit fish put her hands on her hips and said, "If you want to fight to the death, I will play along." You Dong Yuchi was so infuriated by the spirit fish that he was rendered speechless. "My patience is limited. I will count to 3, and whoever doesn't get out of the Zhou family, I will crush his bones one by one." The spirit fish let out a murderous aura like an ancient beast baring its fangs and warned him coldly. Fine, we'll get out of here." Dong Yuchi clenched his teeth and squeezed out a few words. Then he was about to leave with the wounded Dong He clan warriors. "Are you deaf? I asked you to get out of here, not leave." The spirit fish stopped the humiliated Dong Yuchi and scolded him loudly. "Little girl, I advise you not to go too far. Once the ancestral patriarch of the Dong He clan comes, you will suffer." A white-haired Dong He clan elder warned coldly. His robe was stained with blood, and both of his arms were broken. He couldn't bear the humiliation and warned her coldly. Bang! As soon as he finished, the spirit fish stomped on the ground and threw a punch at him. The fist light, which was filled with 100 million kilograms of force, slammed into his body and knocked him into the air. Before he could even let out a wail, his entire body suddenly exploded, turning into a cloud of blood mist in midair. Let's see who still dares to talk nonsense. I'll punch the robed old man to death. Ling Yu looked at the Dongha clan's masters, whose faces had changed greatly and were greatly frightened. He said with a murderous look, "I'll count to 3. Whoever doesn't get out of here will end up like him." "Young master, where there is life, there is hope. When we go back, we will find a way to deal with this damn girl and the Zhou family." Dong Yuchi clenched his fists and blue veins popped out on his forehead. The Dong He clan warriors were frightened by the spirit fish's power and tried to persuade him with voice transmissions. Fine, you win." Dong Yuchi gritted his teeth and rolled on the ground. Under the shocked gazes of Zhou Shanlong, Zhou Tianyi, and the others, he rolled out of the Zhou clan mansion like a stray dog. Soon, the Zhou family mansion, which was filled with the faint smell of blood, regained its calm. However, Zhou Shanlong and the rest could not calm down. They looked at the spiritual fish with reverence. The spiritual fish had performed well. At this time, Yi Qinfeng, who was hiding behind the scenes, slowly walked out with a faint smile. "Brother Qingfeng, why didn't you let me kill them all?" If it wasn't for Yi Qinfeng's voice transmission, the spirit fish would have already killed the arrogant Dong Yuchi and the others. They're just small fish. I want to catch the big fish. The big fish behind the scenes, Yi Qinfeng, revealed a faint smile as he transmitted his voice in a profound manner. "Young Master Yi, Miss Ling, thank you for your help today. Thank you for helping my Zhou clan out of this predicament. A beautiful lady in a white silk dress walked out from the crowd. She was tall and slender, and her skin was as white as snow. Her phoenix eyes shone with a mesmerizing light. She had an elegant temperament and an extremely beautiful aura. She bowed deeply to Yi, Chunfeng, and the spirit fish, and said gratefully, "This lady was Zhou Shui, the one that Donghe Yuqi wanted to marry." Of course, looking at the beautiful Zhou Shui, Yi Chunfeng smiled and said, "Sai, although the crisis today has been resolved, our Zhou clan and the Donghe clan have truly broken off. Today, they suffered a great loss in our Zhou clan's hands. This gave them an excuse to openly rob the gold lightning stone mine." Zhou Shanlong said worriedly, "Don't worry, Patriarch Zhou. I promise you that no one will be able to take away your gold lightning stone mine." Yi Chenfeng promised confidently, "Young Master Yi, do you have a way to deal with the Nirvana experts?" "The Donghe clan has 2 Nirvana experts," Zhou Shanlong reminded. "You will know when the time comes." Yi Chenfeng smiled and said mysteriously, "Yuqi, how did you guys get injured so badly? What happened?" When Donghe Yuqi and the others returned to the Donghe clan in a sorry state, a huge commotion broke out in the clan. The Donghe clan's patriarch, Donghe Yuqi's father, Donghe Bo, who was in charge of the Donghe clan, looked at his son's miserable state and asked angrily, "Father, you must avenge us." Donghe Yuqi, who was supported by someone to sit on a wooden armchair, told his father about what had happened in the Zhou clan. "What? The Zhou clan had invited strong reinforcements? You guys were injured by a girl who looked like she was 14 or 15 years old." After listening to Donghe Yuqi's story, Donghe Bo's eyebrows were tightly knitted together. He felt incredulous. Yes, that damn girl was extremely strong and terrifying. She had probably reached the limit of a level 6 combat beast emperor. When Donghe Yuqi thought of the humiliation that the spiritual fish had brought to him, he gritted his teeth in hatred. He wished he could bring his clan's experts back to the Zhou clan and cut the spiritual fish into pieces. It seemed like the Zhou clan was determined to keep the golden lightning stone mine. Donghe Bo's eyes flashed with ruthlessness as he said, "Other than that little girl, the Zhou clan also invited other experts. We only saw that damn girl. Other than her, we did not see any other experts. However, when I fought with that trash Zhou Tianyi, I was attacked by a terrifying soul power and suffered a great loss. I guess that the Zhou clan is hiding other experts." Donghe Yuqi continued, "What do you think?" After listening to Donghe Yuqi's story, Donghe Bo's finger kept tapping on the ancient wooden table as he pondered and asked, "The Zhou family did not hesitate to sever ties with my East River clan and even invited an expert to guard the mine just to protect it. This is enough to prove that the Gold Thunderstone mine is rich in resources. My East River clan has to take it. As for the experts that the Zhou clan invited, I don't think they are a threat. If the experts they invited were very strong, I think Yuqi and the others would not be able to return alive." The great elder of the Donghe clan, Donghe Jing, took a sip of tea that was emitting a faint spiritual energy and slowly analyzed. "The great elder is right. The Zhou clan does not have any connections in the Thunder Domain, so they could not invite any experts. The reason why that little girl is so powerful, I think she must have used elixirs. Our Donghe clan can use Yuqi's injury as an excuse to suppress the Zhou clan and take over the Golden Lightning Stone mine." The Donghe clan's higher-ups all agreed. "Tonight, which one of you is willing to volunteer to rob the Zhou clan's Golden Lightning Stone mine and explore the Zhou clan's trump card?" Donghe Bo thought for a moment and said, "Master, leave this matter to me. Let me meet the experts that the Zhou clan invited." Donghe Jing, whose strength had reached the peak of level 6 combat beast emperor, put down the teacup in his hand and said with a relaxed expression, "All right, then I will have to trouble the great elder." Donghe Bo nodded and said with killing intent, "Kill all the Zhou clan members in the Golden Lightning Stone mine and give them a warning. Rest assured, Master, I promise to make tonight a nightmare for the Zhou clan." Donghe Jing nodded and revealed a sinister smile. "Zhou clan, just wait to be exterminated by our Donghe clan." Seeing that Donghe Jing was about to make a move, Dong Yuchi's eyes flashed with an ominous glint. The scene of the Zhou clan's blood flowing like a river appeared in his mind, and he revealed a cold smile. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1236. The night was silent, and the cold moonlight sprinkled down on the forest. The silver light illuminated the dark mountain forest, giving some visibility. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test in the dead of night. Ghost-like figures shuttled through the forest not far from Memory Zhou City. They came to the depths of the forest, outside the Golden Thunderstone mine, within the Zhou family's sphere of influence. Well, no one was near the mine. There were no Zhou family masters guarding it. When Donghe Jing led more than 20 Donghe clan elites to the mine in the middle of the night, they were surprised to find no Zhou family masters. It seemed that the Zhou family had guessed that the Donghe clan would use Yuchi's injury as an excuse to forcibly seize the mine. They were scared and withdrew their masters in advance. Some Donghe clan masters guessed. He originally thought that the martial art masters invited by the Zhou clan would show up, but he did not expect that they were just paper tigers. Donghe Jing showed a trace of disdain and said, "Tonight, we will first occupy this Golden Thunderstone mine and lay down a restriction on the stone mine. Later on, we will slowly settle accounts with the Zhou clan." After saying that, Donghe Jing led the elites of the Donghe clan and forcefully broke through the restrictions at the entrance of the Gold Thunderstone mine, breaking into the mine that shone with a faint golden light. Snore, snore. The moment the restrictions were broken, a deafening snore came from the mine. The sound was so loud that it was like thunder from the ninth heaven. Many Donghe clan elites felt their eardrums bulge, and they were in great pain. What's in this mine of gold lightning stones? Hearing the thunder-like snore, Donghe Jing and the others' expressions changed slightly. They summoned their Dao soldiers and used their Dao treasures to protect their bodies. With moonstones in their hands, they carefully moved into the depths of the mine. Pig! Why was there a pig here? Following the snoring sound, Donghe Jing and the others saw a crimson, fleshy behemoth the size of a small mountain. It was sleeping in the Golden Thunderstone mine, and the deafening snoring sound was coming from it. Great Elder, should we kill this pig first and then set up restrictions? Although the monster in front of them seemed not to be easy to deal with, they had to get the mine. And Donghe clan Elder asked telepathically, "Everyone, get ready. While this strange pig is sleeping, we will control our Dao treasures to kill it." Donghe Jing said decisively. Make a move at East River. Jing's command. The East River clan's elites poured massive amounts of soul power into their Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures, stimulating their power. Like meteors streaking through the night sky, they bombarded the slumbering monsters. Boom, 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 a series of loud explosions rang out as the terrifying power exploded on the monster's hill-like body, forming a boundless wave that caused the entire mine to tremble violently. How suddenly, an earth-shattering roar resounded. After being attacked by so many Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasure, the monster that had fallen into a deep slumber woke up. It roared at Donghe Jing and the others, and the terrifying sound waves were like a rushing river, killing several elite Donghe clan experts who were too close to it. This pig-like monster was a chaos divine beast that had recovered to the level of a low-level holy beast. What kind of pig is this? How can it be so powerful? The Eastern River clan elder, whose soul had been injured by the chaos divine beast's roar, was bleeding from all 7 of his orifices. F***CK. Who are you calling a pig? Your whole family is a pig. The chaos divine beast opened its bloody mouth and cursed in human language. Retreat. Let's get out of here first. Donghe Jing was also shocked by the chaos divine beast's strength. His expression changed drastically, and he didn't dare to stay any longer. He wanted to leave this dangerous place as quickly as possible. You want to leave after you let me sleep? After saying that, the chaos divine beast's hill-like body charged toward Donghe Jing and the others with a suffocating power. It wanted to rely on its powerful body to crush them to death. Attack! The Chaos Divine Beast came crashing down like a mountain. Donghe Jing and the others were scared out of their wits. They controlled their Dao treasures and ancient Dao treasures to attack the Chaos Divine Beast, and at the same time, they unleashed the powerful inherited Dao skills of the Donghe clan, hoping to force the Chaos Divine Beast to retreat. Unfortunately, the Chaos Divine Beast's strength was too terrifying. Its body had been baptized by the power of the world, making it even more terrifying. It crushed the Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures, crushing several East River clan experts who couldn't dodge in time. Run! Donghe Jing didn't expect the Chaos Divine Beast to be so terrifying. In the blink of an eye, nearly 10 East River clan elites were killed. They all used their speed techniques to escape. Chaos light of the 5 elements, the Chaos Divine Beast opened its bloody mouth and spat out beams of dazzling light of the 5 elements. They were like beams of divine light that traversed the universe. They bombarded the panicked East River clan experts, shattering their bodies and killing them. When Donghe Jing, who was like a frightened bird, escaped from the gold lightning stone mine, everyone except him was killed by the Chaos Divine Beast. Blood escape after escaping from the gold lightning stone mine. Donghe Jing's face was pale and bloodless. He didn't even think about it. He burned his powerful blood chi at all costs, trying to escape using blood escape. However, the Chaos Divine Beast's speed was much faster than his. When he turned into a beam of bloody light and fled, he slammed into the Chaos Divine Beast's massive body. It was as if he had slammed into a towering mountain. He was sent flying backward, his head bleeding. Just as Donghe Jing was about to get up and run away, the Chaos Divine Beast pressed down on him like a mountain, pressing him to the ground. Donghe Jing's mind was in a daze from the impact of the collision. He was about to get up and run away when the Chaos Divine Beast pressed him down like a mountain. With the sound of bones breaking, a large amount of blood flowed out of Donghe Jing's body. He was in so much pain that he howled. "No, don't kill me. I beg you, don't kill me. As long as you don't kill me, I can fulfill any of your requests." In the face of death, Donghe Jing was scared out of his wits. He kept begging for mercy. "Humph, with your meager wealth, you want to fulfill my request." The Chaos Divine Beast snorted and said disdainfully. After that, an earth-shattering power erupted from the Chaos Divine Beast's massive body. It continued to crush Donghe Jing. The terrifying power continued to crush his body. The pain was so intense that he fainted. At this time, Yi Chunfeng, who had been hiding in the dark, appeared. He came to the unconscious Donghe Jing, who was covered in blood. He used the power of the God-Eater brain to search his soul. After about 10 breaths, Yi Chunfeng obtained a lot of Donghe Jing's soul memories. He used the soul-devouring art to devour Donghe Jing's soul beast and end his life. After killing all the Donghe clan's invaders, Yi Chunfeng didn't leave after destroying the corpses. Instead, he used the God-Eater brain to imitate Donghe Jing's soul waves and sent a message to Donghe Bo through the communication pearl. Then, he summoned more than 100 array flags and set up a killing array above the gold lightning stone mine. He left after concealing the mine. At this time, Donghe Bo, who had just fallen asleep with his new concubine in his arms, received a message from Yi Chunfeng imitating Donghe Jing's soul waves. He was startled awake. "What? There's a sacred beast in the gold lightning stone mine?" The Donghe clan's experts who went to plunder the gold lightning stone mine were all wiped out. When he heard the message from the communication pearl, Donghe Bo, who was filled with murderous intent, suddenly sat up. Under the horrified gaze of his concubine, he hurriedly put on his clothes and gathered the Donghe clan's higher-ups for a discussion. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1237. What do you all think of this? Donghe Bo, whose face was as gloomy as water, looked at the silent experts of the Dongha clan and asked in a low voice. This matter was a little strange. In the entire lightning field, aside from the Thunder clan's sacred beast, the Thunder Rock, no one had heard of a second sacred beast. Moreover, that sacred beast had appeared in the Zhou clan's gold lightning stone mine. The second elder of the Dongha clan took a deep breath and analyzed. Second elder, do you mean that the sacred beast is related to the Zhou clan? Dongha Bo frowned slightly. Although it sounds a little unbelievable, I feel that there must be a connection between them. The second elder nodded and said, I don't think that's possible unless it's a colossus like the Thunder clan. How could an ordinary faction tame a sacred beast? Moreover, if the Zhou clan really had the support of a sacred beast, why would they tolerate our Dongha clan? The Dongha clan's elder retorted. Clan leader, did you contact the great elder again? What did he say? The second elder pondered for a moment and asked, I can't contact the great elder anymore. If my guess is correct, the great elder should have died. Dongha Bo said with a gloomy face. Clan leader, do you think that the Zhou clan offered the gold lightning stone mine to the Thunder clan and received their protection? The sacred beast in the mine is the Thunder Rock. The Thunder clan's great enforcer, who had a thin body and a goatee and whose eyes shone with wisdom, said, the great enforcer and I have the same thought. In a desperate situation, the Zhou clan might have offered the mine to the Thunder clan to seek their protection. Dongha Bo nodded. If the Thunder clan really protected the Zhou clan, then they would be in big trouble. Hearing Dongha Bo's words, the atmosphere in the hall immediately became tense. The faces of the Dongha clan's upper echelons also became solemn. Everyone, don't panic. This is all our own guesses. Today, I'll pay Enforcer Lei Ming a visit and see what he says before making a decision. Dongha Bo took a deep breath and said worriedly, if the mysterious expert that appeared in the Zhou clan came from the Thunder clan, then the Thunder clan would really support the Zhou clan. For the Dongha clan, it would be a disaster. Young Master Yi, what's the situation like? Did the Eastern River clan attack my Zhou clan's gold lightning stone mine tonight? When Yi Qinfeng returned to the Zhou residence alone, Zhou Shanlong and the rest, who had not slept the entire night, immediately walked out of the hall and asked anxiously, Tonight the East River clan attacked the gold lightning stone mine, but I killed them all. Yi Qinfeng said casually. They were all killed. The overall strength of the Eastern River clan was far superior to that of the Zhou clan. Subconsciously, the Zhou clan was unwilling to start a real war with the Eastern River clan. After learning that Yi Qinfeng had killed the experts of the Zhou clan, Zhou Shanlong revealed a worried expression. The Zhou clan's patriarch was worried about the Dongha clan's revenge. Yi Qinfeng smiled. Young master, Yi might not be afraid of the East River clan, but our Zhou clan has no choice but to fear them. Zhou Shanlong inhaled deeply. Now, the Zhou clan had Yi Qinfeng and the spirit fish, so they were not afraid of the Eastern River clan's revenge. However, Zhou Shanlong knew that Yi Qinfeng and the rest could not stay in the Zhou clan forever. If they left, the Zhou clan situation would become extremely dangerous. Don't worry, Patriarch Zhou. Even if the spirit fish and I leave, we will take care of everything properly. We will not leave any trouble for you. Yi Qinfeng smiled and promised. Young Master Yi, I'm afraid things are not as simple as you think. Even if the East River clan is afraid of your strength and does not dare to take revenge directly, Dongha Bo is a ruthless person with terrifying means. He definitely has a way to use the Thunder clan to deal with us. Zhou Shanlong did not know the relationship between Yi Qinfeng's power and the Black Lightning King, so he was worried. Patriarch Zhou, you just need to relax. Even if the Thunder clan intervenes, it will be useless. Yi Qinfeng smiled and said confidently, Young Master Yi, you know someone from the Thunder clan? Hearing Yi Qinfeng's words, Zhou Shanlong raised his eyebrows and looked at Yi Qinfeng in surprise. I don't know someone from the Thunder clan. Yi Qinfeng nodded and said, Young Master Yi, do you know someone from the Thunder clan? Zhou Shanlong asked expectantly. If Yi Qinfeng knew someone from the upper echelons of the Thunder clan, then all the problems would be solved. I know the Black Lightning King, Yi Qinfeng said slowly. The Black Lightning King was from the Thunder clan. Zhou Shanlong and the others looked at each other and saw the unfamiliarity in each other's eyes. They had never heard of the Black Lightning King from the Thunder Clan. Seeing the doubts in the eyes of Zhou Shanlong and the others, Yi Chenfeng guessed that very few people in the entire Thunder Territory knew the identity of the Black Lightning King. Since he did not know the Black Lightning King's real name, he did not explain too much. "All right, Patriarch Zhou, you must be tired after waiting for an entire night. Go and rest. I promise that the Zhou clan will be fine." After saying that, Yi Chenfeng brought the spirit fish back to the west courtyard to rest under the gaze of Zhou Shanlong and the others who wanted to say something but stopped. After a silent night, the sky soon brightened. Looking at the faint light outside the window, Yi Chenfeng took out a communication array disc and left a message for the Black Lightning King. He asked for his help and asked him to hide his identity. Then, Yi Chenfeng went into seclusion to cultivate the heavenly fire triple-layer transformation that he won from the sacred Fire Valley. Suddenly, there was a commotion in the Zhou clan's front yard. Yi Chenfeng's powerful soul spirit passed through the soundproof restriction and felt more than 10 experts with extraordinary auras barge into the Zhou clan's residence. They came quickly. Yi Chenfeng opened his tightly shut eyes and stopped cultivating. Then, he went to the front yard with the spiritual fish. "Protector Lei, why are you here?" At this moment, the Zhou clan was in chaos. The Zhou clan's patriarch, Zhou Shanlong, was standing in front of a man wearing a dark blue robe with cloud patterns. He had his hands behind his back and an arrogant expression on his face. He lowered his head and asked respectfully. This arrogant man was the Thunder clan's protector, Lei Ming. Although Lei Ming did not change his cultivation to nirvana, he was still a peak level 6 combat beast emperor expert. In addition, he had the Thunder clan behind him. In the Azure Thunder County, even the patriarchs of some forces would be respectful to him and not dare to offend him. Behind Lei Ming stood a tall and sturdy man with a malicious expression. He was the patriarch of the Eastern River clan, Donghabo. Why can't I come? The Thunder clan's protector Lei Ming sneered and looked at Zhou Shanlong with disdain. No, Protector Lei, don't misunderstand. That's not what I meant." Zhou Shanlong saw the cold smile on Donghabo's face from the corner of his eyes. He felt even more uneasy and quickly said, "Call out your Zhou clan's backer and let me see who is so bold to interfere in the matters of the Azure Thunder County." Lei Ming ordered without any room for objection. This, Zhou Shanlong showed a troubled expression. "Why, now that your Zhou clan has a backer, you dare to disobey me?" Lei Ming's face turned cold and said coldly, "Do you believe that I will remove your Zhou clan's name from the Azure Thunder County?" "Please calm down, Protector Lei. Our Zhou clan did not mean to offend the Thunder clan. It's just that when he heard Lei Ming's warning, Zhou Shanlong was filled with panic and quickly explained, "Why are you looking for me?" At this moment, a gentle but not overbearing voice sounded in the stifling atmosphere of the Zhou clan. Yi Chenfeng, accompanied by Ling Yu and Zhou Qianni, slowly walked over. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You'll be able to read it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1238. Looking at Yi Chenfeng slowly walking over, Lei Ming's pupils shrank. He sensed danger from Yi Chenfeng. But in the Thunder Territory, even if he faced Nirvana, he was not afraid. His pupils shot out a ruthless light. "You're not from the Thunder Territory, are you?" Sensing that Yi Chenfeng did not have a trace of metal or thunder attribute aura, Lei Ming asked with a gloomy face. So what if I am? What does it have to do with you?" Yi Chenfeng did not give Lei Ming any face at all. "How dare you? Do you really think you can look down on the Thunder Clan just because you have a sacred beast behind you? Let me tell you, the Thunder Clan also has sacred beasts, and there are many experts who can kill sacred beasts." Lei Ming's pupils shrank as he warned. Sacred Beast Zhou, Shanlong, and the rest felt their hearts skip a beat as they hurriedly looked at Yi Chenfeng. They didn't think that Yi Chenfeng would actually be able to subdue a Saint Beast. However, when they thought about the Lightning Clan's strength, they still hoped that the situation wouldn't worsen. Who do you think you are? Can you represent the Thunder Clan? Yi Chen-feng snorted coldly and said, "Before I get angry, get lost as far as you can. Otherwise, don't blame me for not giving the Thunder Clan any face." As soon as Yi Chen-feng's words fell, there was an uproar. Zhou Shanlong and the others of the Zhou clan panicked, but Dong Hebo and the others were pleasantly surprised. This kid is really a hothead. He doesn't know the consequences of offending the Thunder Clan. Now, I don't need to fan the flames. The Thunder Clan should be able to destroy him. Without this kid and the sacred beast behind him, I want to see how the Zhou clan can go against the Dongha clan. Dong Hebo's face turned cold as he thought to himself, F***CK. I think you're looking for death. As the Thunder Clan's law protector, Lei Ming, who had always been worshipped, had never been insulted in public. A series of deafening roars sounded from his body. A large amount of lightning swallowed and spat out from his body, tearing the air around him. "Protector Lei, please calm down. Young Master Yi does not know you. Please forgive him for offending you." Zhou Shanlong did not expect Yi Chen-feng to offend Lei Ming in public. His heart was filled with panic as he hurriedly explained in an attempt to appease Lei Ming's anger. Once Lei Ming was angered, it would trigger a conflict with the Thunder Clan. The Zhou clan would be finished. "Scram, if you speak any more nonsense, I'll annihilate your Zhou family first." Lei Ming was like a vicious wolf as he glared at Zhou Shanlong and cursed fiercely. Facing Lei Ming's ferocious gaze, Zhou Shanlong gulped. He was even more panicked and didn't know what to do. "Zhou family head, leave this to me." Yi Chen-feng smiled faintly, ignoring the terrifying aura released by Lei Ming. "Brat, I'll give you a chance to live. Obediently kneel down and kowtow to me as an apology. Then, offer the sacred beast to my Lei clan, and I can make the decision to spare your life. Otherwise, you and the Zhou clan will not be able to escape death." Lei Ming's eyes flickered with lightning as he spoke with the tone of a superior. The reason why Lei Ming supported the Dongha clan and came to the Zhou clan was not because of the Golden Thunderstone mine, but because of the sacred beast. If he could give a sacred beast to the Thunder Clan, he believed that his status in the Thunder Clan would be greatly improved. It was even possible for him to become a county lord. Just as Lei Ming finished speaking, Zhou Shanlong and the others' expressions changed drastically. As for the elegant Zhou Shui, she was also frightened by the scene in front of her. She tightly bit her lips and looked at Yi Chen-feng, wanting to know how he would deal with the trouble in front of him. "To be honest, I really don't want to be enemies with the Thunder Clan. Unfortunately, a scum like you has appeared in the Thunder Clan." Yi Chen-feng was not angry. Instead, he said lightly, "Spiritual fish, slap him." Swish! Just as Yi Chen-feng finished speaking, the spiritual fish stepped on the 8 divine ape shadows and suddenly appeared in front of Lei Ming. Before he could react, her chubby little hand slapped him hard on the cheek. Crack! A crisp sound of slap rang out. The spiritual fish's palm contained a force of 100 million Jin, and it directly smashed Lei Ming's face, sending him flying out with a slap. The entire front yard of the Zhou clan was silent. "How dare you hurt Protector Lei?" Dong Hebo was overjoyed. He ordered loudly, "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and take down these villains and destroy the lawless Zhou clan." Buzz! Buzz! As soon as Dong Hebo's voice fell, a skinny old man with white hair moved. As he moved, a white light shot out from his body and attacked the spiritual fish at an extremely fast speed. "Humph! You want to hurt me with a mere Taoist treasure?" The spiritual fish snorted. The divine ape bloodline burned, and the power in her body instantly exceeded 100 million pounds. She waved her small fist full of power and met the attack. Crack! A crisp shattering sound was heard. The white-haired old man's Taoist treasure was shattered by the spiritual fish's fist. The spiritual fish stepped on the ground and crushed it. With a suffocating force, she approached the white-haired old man and punched him in the chest. Puff! Although the white-haired old man sensed danger and tried his best to defend himself, he still could not withstand the spiritual fish's punch. His entire chest sank deep into his body. A large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. He drew a beautiful arc in the air and fell heavily out of the Zhou clan mansion. His vision darkened, and he was not sure if he was dead or alive. After sending the white-haired old man flying with one punch, the spiritual fish stepped on the 8 divine ape shadows and rushed into the crowd. She unleashed an earth-shattering power and used the divine ape clan's inherited magic skills. Her ferocious attacks continuously injured the masters of the Thunder Clan and Dongha Clan. Although the masters of the Thunder Clan were more powerful than ordinary people, the spiritual fish's strength was too terrifying. They could not resist at all. For a moment, the entire Zhou clan mansion was filled with cries of agony. Other than Lei Ming, whose face was smashed and bleeding, and Dongha Bo, whose expression changed slightly and retreated to the back of the crowd, the others were severely injured by the spiritual fish. They fell into a pool of blood and pain and lost their ability to fight. Although the scene in front of Dongha Bo was beyond his imagination, his heart was filled with ecstasy. The spiritual fish beat up the masters of the Thunder Clan in public, which was equivalent to provoking the Thunder Clan and forcing the Zhou clan into a dead end. He believed that it would not be long before the Zhou clan was removed from the Azure Thunder County. The Dongha clan would then take the opportunity to swallow the Zhou clan's territory and occupy the Golden Thunderstone Mine. Crack! Just as Dongha Bo was immersed in a beautiful illusion, the spirit fish flashed and appeared in front of him. With a force of 100 million Jin, it swept its leg towards his legs. Once this leg swept over, Dongha Bo's legs would be broken. At the critical moment, Dongha Bo unleashed an astonishing strength. 2 Dao diagrams gushed out of his body and blocked in front of him, blocking the spiritual fish's sweeping leg. Crack! Dongha Bo's 2 Dao diagrams shattered, but he took advantage of the opportunity to dodge to the side. Star-plucking fist, the spiritual fish's eyes shone with a golden light as it locked onto Dongha Bo, who was dodging pathetically. The spiritual fish's blood chi and power quickly fused together. A huge hand formed from the spiritual fish was like a meteor that streaked across the sky, ruthlessly smashing towards Dongha Bo. Blood escape in the face of this fist. Dongha Bo could smell the thick threat of death. Without hesitation, he burned his blood chi and turned into a bloody light to dodge. Boom! The ground shook violently for a moment. Due to the star-seizing fist executed by the Lingyu, the ground within a radius of 1 li had caved in. Although Dongha Bo had managed to escape with his blood escape technique, the shockwaves from the shockwaves caused his blood to churn and he was in great pain. At this moment, Dongha Bo had achieved his goal. He did not dare to stay any longer and quickly used blood escape to escape. You! How dare you hit someone from my Thunder Clan? My Thunder Clan will not rest until you're dead. After seeing how terrifying the spiritual fish was, Lei Ming, whose face had sunk in, kept retreating. He used the Thunder Clan to pressure Yi Chunfeng and the others. Don't use the Thunder Clan's power to intimidate others. You're just a small fry. The Thunder Clan can grab a bunch of them. Plus, we were not wrong in this matter. I believe the Thunder Clan has people who are reasonable. Yi Chunfeng put his hands behind his back and said coldly, I'll let it go this time. If you dare to provoke the Zhou clan again, I will kill you. Scram, and don't let me see you again. Because of the Black Lightning King, Yi Chunfeng did not want to make things too difficult for the Thunder Clan. He also did not want to destroy the Thunder Clan's power structure. Therefore, he did not let the spiritual fish start a massacre. Good, you have guts. Lei Ming, who was frightened by the spiritual fish's power, did not stay any longer. He left with the heavily injured Thunder Clan members. As for Yi Chunfeng's warning, he did not take it to heart. However, he did not know that if it were not for the Black Lightning King, they would have already become corpses. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click the save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blogs, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1239. Young Master Yi. Little Miss Ling Yu. How could you beat up the Thunder Clan? Do you know the consequences of this? The Thunder Clan will not let this matter rest. Seeing Lei Ming and the others leave in a sorry state, the entire Zhou clan fell silent. Zhou Shanlong's voice trembled as he spoke. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement test, they were just a few small characters. So what if they were beaten up? Yi Chenfeng smiled and spoke calmly. He wasn't worried about the Thunder Clan's revenge. Young Master Yi, you just came to the Thunder Dominion, so you might not know how terrifying the Thunder Clan is. Even the three divine kingdoms of the Central World aren't willing to directly clash with the Thunder Clan. It is rumored that the Thunder Clan has two Nirvana, heavenly realm old ancestors. Their strength reaches the heavens, and no one can defeat them. Zhou Shan coincided and spoke of how terrifying the Thunder Clan was. Don't worry, nothing will happen to the Zhou clan. Yi Chenfeng confidently said. Because of the conflict between Yi Chenfeng and the Thunder Clan, the Zhou clan fell into a haze. After learning of what had happened to Lei Ming and the others, the Thunder Clan was completely enraged. The Thunder Clan had stood tall in the Thunder Dominion for millions of years. No one had ever challenged their prestige, not to mention the fact that the Zhou clan was a weak power in the Thunder Dominion. This made the Thunder Clan feel a great shame and humiliation. They immediately mobilized experts to the Zhou clan to seek justice for Lei Ming and the others. Zhou Shanlong, you have bet on the wrong treasure this time. When Donghe Bo learned that the Thunder Clan's king was leading experts to the Zhou clan, he burned his blood vitality and fled back to the East River clan in a sorry state. He revealed a sinister smile. He felt that the Zhou clan was finished. There was no way for them to make a comeback. He began to mobilize people and wait for an opportunity to swallow up the Zhou clan's influence. He wanted to seize the gold lightning stone mine that made them so jealous. Not good, Patriarch. According to the information from the spies, Lei Chuan Wang is leading the Thunder Clan's experts to Zhou Memory City. When the Zhou Clan spies learned of the Thunder Clan's movements, they immediately passed this information to Zhou Shanlong. What? After hearing this news, Zhou Shanlong was like a deflated balloon. He slumped into a chair, and large amounts of cold sweat appeared on his forehead. Zhou Shanlong wasn't the only one who was frightened by this news. Zhou Shankuan and the others also fell into panic. They had a premonition that the Zhou clan was not far from destruction. What do we do? What do we do? The pale-faced Zhou Shanlong muttered to himself in a daze. Comparing the overall strength of the Zhou clan to the Thunder clan, the difference was like heaven and earth. If the Thunder clan wanted to exterminate the Zhou clan would not be able to escape. Patriarch, perhaps we still have a chance of survival. One of the Zhou clan's elders bit his lips and said, "What is life?" Zhou Shanlong and the others all turned to look at the Zhou clan elder. If we hand over the culprit, Yi Chenfeng, and then hand over the golden lightning stone mine, we might still have a chance of survival. The Zhou clan's elder took a deep breath and said, "That's right. It wasn't my Zhou clan that provoked the Thunder clan. It was Yi Chenfeng and that spiritual fish. As long as we draw a clear line between us and them, we can definitely obtain the Thunder clan's forgiveness." Many of the Zhou clan's experts agreed. This is hearing the elder's words. Zhou Shanlong fell into deep thought. Although this was the only way for the Zhou clan to escape this calamity, he did not want to do so. After all, Yi Chenfeng was the Zhou clan's benefactor. The reason why Yi Chenfeng clashed with the Thunder clan was because he stood up for the Zhou clan. What's more, in his subconscious, he felt that Yi Chenfeng still had a trump card that could turn the tide. However, the possibility of this was very small. "No, I don't agree." Zhou Qianni stood up from his chair and retorted loudly. "Big Brother Yi is the Zhou clan's benefactor. We cannot do such an ungrateful thing. I admit that Yi Chenfeng is the benefactor of our Zhou clan, but now, because of his recklessness and ignorance, he pushed our Zhou clan into the abyss. He is bent on seeking death. Does he want to drag our Zhou clan down with him?" "That's right. I agree with the fourth elder. This is the only chance for our Zhou clan to survive." The Zhou clan's elders all agreed. All the elders listened to Shui-O's words. At this time, the silent Zhou Shui bit her lips and said, Young Master Yi was invited by our Zhou clan's ancestor to help our Zhou clan get through this difficult time. I think he must have some outstanding points. Moreover, our Zhou clan's ancestor also gave him our Zhou clan's most valuable treasure, the 9 Flood Dragon diagram. What's more, according to the Thunder Clan, young Master Yi is suspected to have subdued a sacred beast. I think he dared to provoke the Thunder Clan. He must have something to rely on. That's right. Didn't Big Brother Yi say that he knows people from the Thunder Clan? I think he dared to teach Protector Lei and the others a lesson in public. He must know people who are more terrifying than Protector Lei. AI, young Master Yi said that he knows the Black Lightning King, but I asked around, and it seems that there is no such person in the Thunder Clan. Zhou Shanlong sighed softly and said worriedly, "But I agree with Shuer. Tianyi, we can't be ungrateful. I have decided to fight side by side with young Master Yi." Patriarch, are you really going to watch the Zhou clan jump into fire? The fourth elder and the others suddenly became anxious and said loudly, "I have made up my mind on this matter. You don't need to persuade me, but I will not force you to fight side by side with us. Who wants to leave the Zhou clan? Now there is still time." Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said with the last of his strength. The reason why he made this decision was because Zhou Shue's words moved him. He believed in the vision of the Zhou clan's ancestor and decided to take a risk. "Patriarch, please forgive us. We really can't watch our family die in the hands of the Thunder Clan." The fourth elder and the other 2 elders communicated with each other through voice transmission. Then, they slowly stood up and bowed deeply to Zhou Shanlong and the others. Immediately, they left the hall with their clansmen and quickly left the Zhou clan mansion, which was now shrouded in a haze. "Is there anyone else who wants to leave?" The pale-faced Zhou Shanlong powerlessly sat on the armchair and said slowly, "Patriarch, we are willing to live and die with the Zhou clan." Zhou Shanquin and the others took a deep breath and stood up to express their position. "If it's a blessing, it's not a curse. If it's a curse, we can't avoid it." With that, Zhou Shanlong slowly stood up and walked out of the hall with Zhou Shanquin and the others, waiting in the front yard for the arrival of the Thunder Clan's experts. "Zhou clan, you really didn't let me down." Yi Chenfeng's soul was very powerful. When Zhou Shanlong and the others were talking in the hall, Yi Chenfeng heard all their conversations. As for the threat of the Thunder Clan, he didn't take it to heart. Just now, he had contacted the Black Lightning King and told him what happened. Learning that the Thunder Clan's people wanted a deal with Yi Chenfeng, the Black Lightning King was furious and immediately assured him that he would deal with this matter properly. With the Black Lightning King's assurance, Yi Chenfeng was relieved. He quietly adjusted his breathing and cultivated in the room, waiting for the Thunder Clan's experts to come. Mobile reading site. Book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record your reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1240. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, a series of ear-piercing sounds pierced through the air above the silent Zhou clan manor. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test. Immediately after, an aura that was beyond what Zhou Shanlong and the others could withstand appeared. It was like a towering mountain pressing down on them. This aura was so strong that Zhou Shanlong and the others' legs trembled and they could barely stand. Zhou Tianyi, Zhou Shui, and the other juniors were pressed down by this terrifying aura and sat on the ground, their faces pale. Just as Zhou Shanlong and the rest were about to be crushed to the ground by this increasingly powerful and terrifying aura, a white finger that was several feet long suddenly appeared in the west courtyard of the Zhou residence. The finger pierced through the air and directly broke the terrifying aura that enveloped the Zhou residence. "Zhou Shanlong, I was wondering why your Zhou family dared to go against my Thunder Clan. It turns out that you invited a master. But today, even if the God of Heaven is here, he can't save your Zhou family." A middle-aged man in a dark blue robe, with chiseled facial features and a burly body that flashed with arcs of lightning, appeared outside the Zhou family mansion with a group of experts from the Thunder Clan and scolded in a superior tone. This man in blue was the #1 person in the Azure Thunder County, the Thunder Clan's county king, Lei Chuanwang. His cultivation had reached the peak of nirvana. Lei Chuanwang, listen to me. Things are not as you think. Zhou Shanlong braced himself and stood up to explain. There is nothing to explain. Today, I will let you know the consequences of provoking my Thunder Clan. Lei Chuanwang's eyes flashed with lightning as he said with killing intent. Lei Chuanwang, my Zhou family is willing to offer a newly excavated golden thunderstone mine. I beg the county king to let my Zhou family live. Feeling the terrifying aura from Lei Chuanwang, Zhou Shanlong's heart trembled. He lowered his head and explained in fear. Lei Ming's face was gloomy and his eyes flashed with a sinister light. He said, "You think a golden thunderstone mine can make up for your crime of provoking my Thunder Clan and injuring my masters? Today, my Thunder Clan will take you down and let the major forces of the Thunder Territory know the consequences of provoking my Thunder Clan." Lei Ming, I didn't expect you to still dare to come. At this moment, Yi Chunfeng and the spiritual fish appeared. When Lei Ming saw Yi Chunfeng and Lei Chuanwang, his pupils shrank and his aura weakened. However, when he thought of Lei Chuanwang's strength, he regained his confidence. He glared at Yi Chunfeng and Lei Chuanwang, who had humiliated him, and said, "Brat, I don't care who you are. You must die today. Lei Ming, I originally wanted to spare your life, but you didn't cherish this opportunity." Yi Chunfeng shook his head and took a step forward. In the next moment, his body suddenly blurred, and he charged at Lei Ming at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye. Lei Ming's pupils constricted as he smelled the thick threat of death. Courting Death Lightning Piercing King didn't expect Yi Chunfeng to be so arrogant, daring to kill a protector of the Thunder Clan right in front of him. He was enraged. Boundless lightning flashed around him like serpents and shot towards Yi Chunfeng, wanting to kill him. Bronze Sword Spirit, extinguished in the face of Lightning Piercing King's lightning attack, Yi Chunfeng didn't dodge and directly rushed in. Relying on his absolute strength, he tore apart the wild lightning attack and pointed at Lei Ming. The Bronze Sword Spirit shot out like an unstoppable divine light, penetrating Lightning Piercing King's attack and piercing through the head of the petrified Lei Ming. Bang Lei Ming's head splashed with blood. Even until death, he still couldn't believe that Yi Chunfeng dared to kill him. "You have big dog guts." Seeing Lei Ming's head being pierced by Yi Chunfeng, Lightning Piercing King's anger exploded. He completely broke out the peak of Nirvana's strength and summoned a spear that was flowing with a large amount of lightning. It was a top-grade Dao Tool rank spear and was about to kill Yi Chunfeng to avenge the death of Lei Ming. "Brother Qingfeng, let me deal with him and test my true strength." Ling Yu stepped on the 8 divine ape shadows and appeared beside Yi Chunfeng. Her beautiful big eyes were burning with a strong battle intent as she volunteered. "Good." Yi Chunfeng also wanted to know Ling Yu's true strength. His body flashed, dodging Lightning Piercing King's lightning-like fists and retreating to the side of Zhou Shanlong and the others. "Old man, eat your Grand Aunt Ling Yu's staff." Ling Yu roared and summoned the top-grade Dao Tool Heaven Perishing Dao Staff. It erupted with a terrifying power and smashed towards Lightning Piercing King, colliding with his lightning spear. Rumble, a series of deafening explosions rang out. The two Dao treasures collided, erupting with earth-shattering power, causing ripples to appear in the air. Dang Dang facing Lightning Piercing King's spear attack head-on. Ling Yu was forced to retreat step by step. Every step she took shattered the ground, showing how terrifying Lightning Piercing King's spear was. How is this possible? How can this little girl be so powerful? Feeling a trace of numbness from his arm, Lightning Piercing King's heart was in turmoil. He didn't dare to believe that this young Ling Yu was so terrifying. But Ling Yu's next words completely ignited the flames of anger in his heart. "Old man, you're not bad. You're worthy of me using my full strength. True God bloodline burn." As she spoke, the spirit fish burned the second bloodline that she had mastered. An unimaginable bloodline power erupted from her petite body. And this bloodline power was so strong that everyone present felt a strong sense of suffocation. There were even many people with weaker strength who felt a sense of worship. What kind of bloodline is this? Lightning-piercing King's eyes widened. He watched as Ling Yu's petite body grew taller and fuller. Her long black hair rapidly grew longer, covering her perky butt. He was even more shocked. Although he didn't know what bloodline Ling Yu had, he was certain that Ling Yu's bloodline rank far surpassed his. Gotcha! After burning her true god bloodline and reaching the limit of her strength, Ling Yu erupted with 200 million pounds of strength. She held the Heavenfall Dao staff and smashed it at lightning-piercing King. The staff smashed down, causing the air to riot. This staff strike was like a towering mountain crashing down. It made people feel suffocated and despair. Thunder spear facing Ling Yu's staff. Lightning-piercing King didn't dare to be careless. The Thunder Dao diagram appeared on his body. He stabbed out with a spear. Tens of thousands of feet of thunder gathered at the tip of his spear, meeting Ling Yu's attack head-on. Boom! Thunder erupted and space became chaotic. A destructive storm swept through the entire space. The two great Dao treasures collided for the second time, causing an enormous explosion. The entire Zhou family mansion violently trembled under this attack. Relying on her powerful physical defense, Ling Yu held the Heavenfall Dao staff and directly charged into the destructive storm. She fiercely fought with Lightning-piercing King. Although Lightning-piercing King's strength was terrifying, reaching the limit of nirvana, and he had many divine abilities in his hands, his true god bloodline was even more heaven-defying. In addition to his terrifying bloodline inheritance, Ling Yu didn't fall into a disadvantage. How could Ling Yu be so strong? Seeing Ling Yu and Lightning-piercing King fight from the sky to the ground and from the ground to the sky, Zhou Shanlong and the others were deeply shocked by Ling Yu's strength. But while they were shocked, Zhou Shanlong and the others were even more worried. If Lightning-piercing King suffered a great loss and was injured by Ling Yu, then that would really pierce the heavens. Cloud Tier Society will update a lot. Subscriber number, YLTY83. Everyone, please add more subscribers. Subscribe number, mobile reading site, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1241. God Lamenting Fist. After exchanging thousands of blows with Lightning-piercing King, she relied on her absolute strength to block Lightning-piercing King's ultimate move and punched him in the chest. A fist blasted out, causing space to tremble. The terrifying God-shocking fist was like the apocalypse, ruthlessly slamming into Lightning-piercing King's body, causing him to retreat step by step. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Thunder-piercing King was injured. Seeing Thunder-piercing King bleeding from the corner of his mouth, everyone was stunned. The way they looked at the spirit fish changed greatly. Good. This king has forgotten how many years it has been since he was injured. Thunder-piercing King wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and glared at the spirit fish. Today I will let you see this king's real trump card. With that, Thunder-piercing King burned his powerful bloodline power, and a terrifying soul power awakened in his body. With the help of his powerful bloodline power and this awakened soul power, Thunder-piercing King's strength instantly surpassed Nirvana's and temporarily possessed Nirvana's strength. With a sudden increase in strength, Thunder-piercing King's attack power suddenly became extremely terrifying. With an overwhelming advantage, he suppressed the spirit fish's attack and forced her to retreat. How will this end? Seeing the spirit fish forcing out Thunder-piercing King's trump card and fighting to the death, Zhou Shanlong and the others suddenly panicked. They were at a loss as they all looked at Yi Chenfeng. Zhou family head, don't panic. I promise your Zhou family will be fine. Yi Chenfeng smiled slightly, looking at the panicked Zhou Shanlong and the others. What was he relying on? Looking at Yi Chenfeng's calm face, the uneasiness in Zhou Shui's heart suddenly disappeared. She blinked her big eyes, constantly thinking in her heart, what method will Yi Chenfeng use to solve the Zhou family's crisis? Thunder 3 strikes relying on absolute power to suppress the spirit fish's attack. Thunder-piercing king suddenly used his killing move. In an instant, he launched one killing move after another at the spirit fish. The rapidly rotating thunder Tao diagram turned into boundless water that rushed toward the spirit fish, wanting to kill her. Star-sinking sky, extinguishing facing lightning-piercing king's killing move. The spirit fish didn't dodge. Instead, it used its inherited divine ability to face the attack. She displayed her true god bloodline and surging power to the extreme, blasting out a strike that was enough to knock down a star, colliding with the endlessly flowing 3 strikes of thunder. Boom! A thunderous roar resounded in the sky above the Zhou residence. The terrifying sound was like the fury of the thunder god, causing fear to rise in people's hearts. After the loud boom, a volcanic eruption of power erupted in the air, ferociously bombarding the bodies of the spirit fish and the lightning-piercing king, destroying their defenses and weakening their strength. Although the spiritual fish was strong enough to fight against Nirvana's pinnacle powerhouses, she was still no match for the lightning-piercing king who had used his trump card and reached Nirvana. She was injured by the terrifying destructive force. Go to hell, taking advantage of the moment when the spirit fish was injured and lost control of its body. An ancient Tao treasure-level longbow appeared in Thunder-piercing King's hand. He controlled his surging soul force and Tao intent to fuse into the ancient Tao treasure longbow. Then, he drew the bow and shot an arrow at the spirit fish. Bronze sword soul break. At the crucial moment, Yi Chunfeng controlled the bronze sword soul to fly out of the sea of soul. Like a cold star, it collided with the arrow shot by the lightning-piercing king, breaking his fatal attack and saving the spirit fish. Spirit fish, are you okay? Yi Chunfeng looked at the pale face of the spirit fish and quickly stuffed a Tao pill into her mouth and asked with concern, I'm fine, Brother Chunfeng, I can still fight. The spirit fish shook her head and said, unwilling to admit defeat, Spirit fish, leave him to me. I'll take revenge for you. Yi Chunfeng didn't want the spirit fish to take any more risks and slowly said, fine, Brother Chunfeng, teach him a lesson for me. The spirit fish nodded and said angrily, don't worry, I'll make him pay the price in blood. Just now, Thunder-piercing King wanted to kill the spirit fish and completely touched Yi Chunfeng's reverse scale, causing him to have killing intent towards Thunder-piercing King. With that, Yi Chunfeng took out his top-grade Tao artifact, Ice Dragon Sword, which transformed into an extremely fast sword light, thrusting towards Thunder-piercing King. So Yi Chunfeng attacked quickly. Thunder-piercing King immediately pulled the Gu Dao treasure longbow, wanting to shoot Yi Chunfeng to death. Jewel flame, profound armor arrows of light that sealed the void flew over. Yi Chunfeng didn't dodge and summoned the quasi-sacred grade jewel flame profound armor to protect his entire body, blocking the arrows of light. When the dozens of light arrows hit the glaze flame profound armor, they were immediately shattered by the rebounding force of the glaze flame profound armor and dissipated in midair. What? This is a quasi-sacred gray battle armor. Seeing Yi Chunfeng's jewel flame profound armor, Thunder-piercing King's eyes widened, revealing a look of horror. He knew the value of a quasi-sacred gray battle armor. Even in the Thunder Clan, quasi-sacred gray battle armor was the most precious treasure. Only their patriarch or a few remaining great elders were qualified to wear it. This made him speculate about Yi Chunfeng's identity. Dizziness technique. Just as he was distracted, Yi Chunfeng's soul power erupted, forming a terrifying dizziness force that blasted into his soul sea, causing his soul to tremble and his reaction to slow down a little. Tyrannical kick. Yi Chunfeng took a step and appeared above Thunder-piercing King's head. With a stomp, 100 million gene force erupted, forming a terrifying giant footprint that suppressed heaven and earth, ruthlessly stomping towards Thunder-piercing King's head. Sensing the danger, Thunder-piercing King quickly defended, relying on his absolute strength to resist Yi Chunfeng's tyrannical kick. Boom! Lightning-piercing King's body trembled as he was stomped to the ground by the force of 100 million gene, creating a large crater. Although thunder-piercing king relied on his absolute strength to neutralize the majority of the tyrannical kick, the terrifying aftershocks still injured him, and his self-esteem took a great blow. 3 thunder strikes with a face covered in dust and blood dripping from the corners of his mouth. Thunder-piercing king shattered the ground. He launched a fatal attack with the Thunder Dao Spear, wanting to kill Yi Qinfeng and use his blood to wash away his humiliation. Cosmos Sword Formation Thunder-piercing king mobilized the boundless power of thunder to attack, but Yi Qinfeng used a single thought to form a formation to meet this attack. 81 Supreme Grade Wei swords flew out of his body, condensing into a terrifying Qianquan sword diagram. It blocked in front of Yi Qinfeng, clashing fiercely with the 3 thunder strikes. 81 top-grade Dao swords. Just who is this fellow? Sensing the grade of the 81 swords, Thunder-piercing King's heart surged with waves. Although he was the Thunder Clan Duke, he only had 1 Gu Dao treasure and 1 top-grade Dao tool. But Yi Qinfeng, who was a 5th-rank Beast Emperor, not only had a quasi-sacred battle armor, he also had 81 top-grade Dao swords. This made him suspect whether Yi Qinfeng was a Divine Nation prince or not. Cosmos Sword Formation Unification. Cosmos Strike, borrowing the Cosmos Sword Formation to resist the 3 thunder strikes. Yi Qinfeng and Thunder-piercing King fought fiercely in the air. When a mysterious old power in Yi Qinfeng's body began to dissipate and his strength began to decline, Yi Qinfeng controlled the 81 swords to fuse together, turning them into a huge sword and slashed at Thunder-piercing King. Thunder-piercing King's consecutive killer moves were destroyed by the Cosmos Strike. The huge sword was full of destructive power, enough to cut through mountains and rivers, and ruthlessly slashed at the Thunder Dao Spear above Thunder-piercing King's head. This sword cut through the top-grade Dao tool rank Thunder Dao Spear and sent Thunder-piercing King to the ground, seriously injured. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1242. Stop. When Yi Qinfeng heavily injured Lei Chuan Wang, a heaven-shaking voice came from afar. It resounded above the Zhou family mansion and didn't dissipate for a long time. In the next moment, an extremely fast spirit boat pierced through the 9 heavens and appeared above the Zhou family mansion. Punishment Elder, looking at the old man who flew out of the spirit boat, wearing a purple gold robe embroidered with Qilin patterns, with snow-white eyebrows and a dark complexion, exuding an imposing aura. The seriously injured Lei Chuan Wang revealed a look of ecstasy and shouted, ignoring his injuries. The Thunder Clan had 2 Punishment Elders. Their status in the Thunder Clan was extremely high. The strength of these 2 Punishment Elders had reached nirvana, and they had mastered many of the Thunder Clan's terrifying Dao skills. Although Lei Chuan Wang didn't know why these lofty Punishment Elders would come to Zhou Memory City, their appearance was enough to sentence Yi Qinfeng to death. Punishment Elder of Thunder Clan, after learning that the person flying out of the spirit boat was actually the Punishment Elder of the Thunder Clan, Zhou Shanlong and the others' hearts fell into a bottomless abyss. Even Zhou Tianyi and Zhou Shui, who blindly worshipped Yi Qinfeng, revealed looks of despair. Purple Beginnings, Sacred Thunder. Just as everyone was shocked by the Punishment Elder, Yi Qinfeng stepped out with sword steps and suddenly appeared in front of the heavily injured Lei Chuan Wang. A terrifying Purple Beginnings, Sacred Thunder gushed out, carrying with it the power to destroy everything. Rumble. A series of deafening explosions rang out. Lei Chuan Wang's defenses were directly broken by the Purple Beginnings, Sacred Thunder. A large amount of blood sprayed out from his mouth. I told you to stop. The Punishment Elder didn't expect Yi Qinfeng to be so daring. He dared to heavily injure Lei Chuan Wang in front of him. He was instantly enraged. Endless lightning surged out of his body, turning into a terrifying lightning hand. It annihilated the void and grabbed at Yi Qinfeng. Bronze Sword Soul, extinguish for me. Lei Chuan Wang had just wanted to kill the spirit fish, completely touching Yi Qinfeng's reverse scale. So when the punishment elder appeared, Yi Qinfeng wasn't prepared to let him go. A hot sword light flashed before Lei Chuan Wang's eyes. The bronze sword spirit directly cut off Lei Chuan Wang's legs. A large amount of blood spurted out like a fountain from his severed limbs. The immense pain almost made Lei Chuan Wang faint. Crazy, this Yi Qinfeng is too bold. In front of the punishment elder, he even dared to cut off Lei Chuan Wang's legs. He's dead. Witnessing the scene of Yi Qinfeng cutting off Lei Chuan Wang's legs shocked everyone present. They couldn't believe what was happening in front of them. Penal Elder's body flashed and appeared in front of Lei Chuan Wang, whose legs had been cut off and was bleeding nonstop. He released his Dao power to seal the wounds on his legs and fed him a medicinal pill. He glared at Yi Qinfeng and roared angrily. "You have big guts in front of I. You dare to hurt my Lei Clan Jun Wang. The fact that I didn't kill him is already giving face to the Thunder Clan. If he wasn't from the Thunder Clan, he would have turned into a corpse by now." Yi Qinfeng ignored Penal Elder's angry eyes and responded in a domineering manner. "Arrogant. What an arrogant brat. Penal Elder, kill him and avenge Lei Chuan Wang." Yi Qinfeng's words were like a bomb, igniting the anger in the hearts of the Thunder Clan experts. They glared at Yi Qinfeng, wishing they could swallow him alive. Don't think that you can be fearless just because someone is backing you up. Lei Chuan Wang is my Thunder Clan's Jun Wang. You cut off his legs, you must give my Thunder Clan an explanation. Penal Elder didn't know the relationship between Yi Qinfeng and Black Lightning King, let alone his origin. He only received an order to solve the Zhou clan's problem, but he didn't expect that Yi Qinfeng would be so arrogant. In front of him, he cut off Lei Chuan Wang's legs and even killed Law Protector Lei Ming. This completely enraged him. "I don't know what kind of explanation you want." Yi Qinfeng ignored the terrifying aura emitted by Penal Elder and lightly said. Although Penal Elder was very strong, far stronger than Yi Qinfeng, it wouldn't be easy for him to defeat Yi Qinfeng. Moreover, Yi Qinfeng wasn't afraid of making a big fuss. With his kindness to Black Lightning King, he believed that even if he killed Lei Chuan Wang, the Thunder Clan wouldn't be able to do anything to him. "Since you cut off Lei Chuan Wang's legs, I will also cut off your legs," Penal Elder coldly said. An unimaginable aura emitted from his aged body, forming a sharp wind blade that slashed towards Yi Qinfeng. Yi Qinfeng's pupil shrank. The energy in his 5 acupoints erupted, forming a force of 100 million Jin that spread throughout his body, colliding head-on with Penal Elder's wind blade. Boom! The wind blade collided with Yi Qinfeng's energy, forming a powerful shockwave that swept out in all directions. "Your strength isn't bad, but in the Thunder territory, even a true dragon would have to coil around me." A terrifying ancient beast appeared behind Penal Elder. When he fused with the ancient beast Phantom, tens of thousands of arcs of lightning gushed out from his body. It was as if the Thunder God had descended to the mortal world. Is that so? Then let me experience the strength of the Thunder Clan's top experts. Yi Qinfeng did not back down when facing the disciplinary elder whose strength had skyrocketed. With a thought, he ignited his demonic god bloodline. His entire body continued to grow taller, and his skin turned crimson red as if it was cast from steel. His physical strength had also surpassed that of ordinary saint beasts, reaching 200 million Jin of strength. "I didn't expect you to have such a trump card. However, no matter how powerful you are, it will be difficult to change your fate today." As he spoke, a top-grade Dao artifact appeared in Penal Elder's hand. It was 6 feet long and covered with ancient runes. This sword was called Penal Sword. It could cut down the Thunder Clan's king and protector. Even ordinary elders would fear this sword. "Today, your legs will be mine. I will take them." As he spoke, Penal Elder slashed out with his sword. The sword swept out, and a terrifying sword intent enveloped Yi Qinfeng, causing him to reveal a dignified expression. When the Zhou clan felt the Penal Elder's sword, they revealed a look of despair. They didn't doubt that the power of this sword was enough to control their life and death. Cosmos Sword Formation. Facing Nirvana's Penal Elder, Yi Chunfeng didn't dare to be careless. With a thought, 81 Cosmos swords flew out from his body and condensed into the Cosmos sword diagram to block the penal elder's sword. Boom! The Cosmos sword diagram trembled violently. Cracks spread across the surface of the Cosmos sword diagram. After receiving the penal elder's sword attack, the indestructible Cosmos sword diagram actually cracked. This caused Yi Chunfeng to be shocked by the penal elder's attack power. Cosmos sword formation, kill. After forcefully blocking the penal elder's attack, Yi Chunfeng immediately controlled the Cosmos swords to fly out. They turned into a dense rain of swords and attacked the penal elder. Silver Feather Thunder Scripture. When the 81 Cosmos swords approached, the penal elder immediately used the ThunderClan's inherited Tao skill. Large amounts of lightning spurted out of his body and turned into feather-like bolts of lightning. They bombarded the Cosmos swords fiercely in midair. The Cosmos sword formation was a saint-level superpower, and the 81 Cosmos swords were all supreme-grade Tao weapons. They were extremely powerful. Even Nirvana's powerhouses would find it difficult to escape if they were trapped. However, the penal elder was in charge of the ThunderClan's laws. He was extremely powerful, and the Silver Feather Thunder Scripture was a supreme-grade Tao skill that had been passed down for hundreds of thousands of years. Every attack of the lightning feather was more powerful than a supreme-grade Tao weapon's strongest attack. When it clashed with the Cosmos sword formation, Yi Chunfeng was greatly pressured and threatened. Gradually, Yi Chunfeng's attacks were restrained by the penal elder. He was forced to retreat. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1243. Break. As the Elder of Punishments roared, the Silver Feather Thunder Scriptures merged with each other, forming a boundless sea of thunder. It directly annihilated the Qianquan sword formation and swallowed Yi Chunfeng. Brother Yi, seeing that Yi Chunfeng was in danger, Zhou Qianni immediately shouted nervously. Zhou Shui was so scared that she closed her eyes, not daring to continue watching. Serves you right for offending the Thunder Tribe. This is what you get for offending the Thunder Tribe. The Thunder Tribe expert revealed a cold smile, waiting for the scene of Yi Chunfeng being beheaded. Fallen Soul Bell. At the critical moment, Yi Chunfeng summoned the Fallen Soul Bell given to him by the Black Lightning King. It enveloped his body and resisted the attack of the Silver Feather Thunder Scriptures. Buzz! Buzz! The Fallen Soul Bell was swallowed by the boundless sea of thunder and immediately let out a terrifying bell sound, shaking the surroundings. It kept shattering the sea of thunder and withstanding the attack. The Fallen Soul Bell, the quasi-sage treasure of the Thunder Tribe. How could it be in your hands? Looking at the Fallen Soul Bell covered with ancient patterns and emitting a terrifying bell sound that enveloped Yi Chunfeng, the Elder of Punishments immediately recognized its origin. His eyes widened, and a deep shock appeared on his black face. Qianquan sword, Qianquan strike. Yi Chunfeng did not pay attention to the Elder of Punishments. The moment the Fallen Soul Bell blocked the Silver Feather Thunder Scriptures, Yi Chunfeng controlled the 81 Qianquan swords to merge together. He integrated the bronze sword spirit into it and slashed toward the Elder of Punishments like cutting through the wind and breaking the waves. As the sword slashed out, it seemed as if it could cut the sky and the earth in half. In the eyes of countless people, a beam of golden light that reached the sky and the earth was reflected. It broke through the silver lightning bolts and slashed at the Elder of Punishments brutally, forcing him to dodge to the side. One line sword cut Yi Chunfeng's body flashed and turned into an extreme sword light. One sword shocked the sky. One sword shocked the immortals. This sword was unbelievably fast, so fast that it could not be seen with the naked eye. This sword seemed to have pierced through the 6 paths, dimming the sun and the moon. Chi! Dazzling flames sputtered on the Elder of Punishment's battle suit. The terrifying sword power passed through the battle suit and into the Elder of Punishment's body, injuring his flesh. Streams of blood seeped through the cracks of the battle suit. What? The penal patriarch is hurt? How is this possible? That brat was only a level 5 beast emperor. How could he injure the punishment elder? How'd he do it? After witnessing the scene of Yi Chunfeng injuring the punishment elder with a single strike, the ThunderClan's experts were deeply shaken. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. I really didn't expect that you would be able to injure me with your strength. It seems that you are worthy of my full strength attack. A trace of anger appeared on the disciplinary elder's dark face. 2 Tao diagrams appeared on his body, releasing terrifying Tao will and increasing his strength. Under the amplification of the 2 great Tao diagrams, the disciplinary elder's power increased further, and the lightning on the surface of his body became stronger, causing the space around him to tremble. The results may disappoint you. The Tao diagram of life and death, the Tao diagram of heaven and earth, the Tao diagram of 5 elements, and the Tao diagram of sword appeared around him. They were like 4 blazing suns hanging above Yi Chunfeng's head. 4 great Tao diagrams. He had actually condensed 4 great Tao diagrams. Witnessing the scene of Yi Chunfeng condensing 4 great Tao diagrams, the crowd was so shocked that their eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. Gasps could be heard everywhere. You are really good. With your age and strength, you have actually condensed 4 great Tao diagrams. However, this still can't change your fate. The disciplinary elder's turbid eyes flashed with surprise. He didn't expect that Yi Chunfeng's comprehension of Tao would surpass his. It was far beyond his expectations. Bloodline ignition, the disciplinary elder completely stopped underestimating his opponent. He ignited the terrifying power of his bloodline to increase his strength further. At this moment, the disciplinary elder gave off the feeling that he was a lightning mountain that contained enough power to destroy the heavens and earth. He controlled the life and death of all living things. Dragon bloodline, heavenly sovereign bloodline, ignition. Yi Chunfeng didn't hold back in the face of the disciplinary elder's sudden increase in strength. He quickly ignited the power of his 2 bloodlines and summoned the demonic blood diagram, fusing with it to increase his strength to the limit. Demonic Qi, you are from the octave Divine Nation. Sensing the terrifying demonic Qi released by the fusion of Yi Chunfeng and the demonic blood diagram, the disciplinary elder misunderstood Yi Chunfeng's identity. The cold light in his eyes became even more intense. He wanted to kill Yi Chunfeng. Rumble. Following the deafening roar of thunder, the disciplinary elder attacked Yi Chunfeng with the power of heavenly lightning. Silver feather lightning scripture with the increase in strength. The disciplinary elder's silver feather lightning scripture became even more terrifying. Bolts of silver lightning enveloped an area of 1 mile. Under the disciplinary elder's all-out attack, the entire Zhou clan violently trembled. 9 flood dragon diagram break. Boundless silver lightning swept over from all directions. Yi Chunfeng immediately summoned the 9 flood dragon diagram. He controlled the 4 great Tao diagrams to release large amounts of Tao runes, fusing them into the 9 flood dragon diagram. The 9 flood dragon diagram condensed 9 flood dragon spirits that sealed the void and tore apart the silver feather lightning scripture's attack. Ancient underworld song as Yi Chunfeng controlled the 4 great Tao diagrams to release Tao intent for the 9 flood dragon diagram. The God-Eater brain rapidly deduced and turned into a terrifying sound of the great Tao. It played the ancient underworld song and attacked the disciplinary elder's soul, delaying his attack. Fiery eye royal lightning after being attacked by the ancient underworld song. The disciplinary elder felt intense pain in his soul sea. With a thought, a fiery red vertical eye appeared on his forehead. When this vertical eye opened, bolts of dark golden royal lightning blasted out and tore apart the ancient underworld song. They were like roaring thunder dragons that wanted to destroy Yi Chunfeng. Wrath of divine punishment, break for me. Yi Chunfeng immediately controlled the sacred thunder of purple beginnings, the sky incinerating sacred fire, and the dual polarity ancient heavenly water to fuse together, turning into a terrifying god's punishment. It was like an endless river of God's punishment, piercing through the void and meeting the Emperor's thunder. Rumble. The two great Tao arts clashed and exploded with destructive power. A large area of space was distorted, causing it to fall into chaos. Although the Zhou clan had already activated their protective formation, the destructive power of Yi Chunfeng and the disciplinary elders' clash was too terrifying. The Zhou clan's protective formation couldn't withstand it at all and began to crack. True dragon transformation Yi Chunfeng used the glazed flame profound armor in his body, which was comparable to a quasi-sane artifact, to block the destructive power that swept towards him. He used the Dragon Clan's side branch divine ability, and under the shocked gaze of the Punishment Elder, he turned into a blood-red true dragon that was dozens of feet long. He released a terrifying dragon might. He twisted his huge body, tore apart the destructive space, and attacked the Punishment Elder. Rumble. The two Tao diagrams behind the disciplinary elder turned into endless streams of water that fused into his palms. In an instant, he formed a series of terrifying hand seals that continuously shook the true dragon transformation. He used absolute power to stop Yi Chunfeng's ultimate move. Grandfather, do you think Big Brother you can win? Zhou Qianni clenched his fists, worried about Yi Chunfeng's safety. He looked at the pale-faced Zhou Shanlong and nervously asked, I don't know who will win, but I know my Zhou clan is finished. Zhou Shanlong bitterly smiled and said in despair, the Zhou clan couldn't even afford to offend Piercing Lightning King, much less the disciplinary elder of the Thunder Clan. Whether they won or lost, the Zhou clan would suffer the wrath of the Thunder Clan and be destroyed by them. Junior, you're really not bad. If you can survive this move of mine, I'll spare your life today. After blocking the true dragon transformation, the disciplinary elder's arms were bleeding profusely. He roared and was about to use his most powerful killing move to deal a fatal blow to Yi Chunfeng and take his life. Suddenly, the thick layers of clouds trembled, and a huge hand appeared in the chaotic void, covering a radius of several li. It was like a majestic mountain, pressing down and reaching for Yi Chunfeng and Yi Chun in the chaotic void. Mobile reading site. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1244. Boom! The giant hand reached down, and the chaotic space suddenly fell into silence. Time seemed to freeze at this moment. In the next moment, the giant hand disappeared, and the increasingly fierce storm also disappeared. What had happened? Where was the Punishment Elder? Why had he disappeared? When the smoke dissipated, everyone was dumbfounded as if they had been struck by a bolt from the blue. They saw the Thunder Clan's Punishment Elder and the sky-covering hand mysteriously disappear. Only the proud and unyielding Yi Chunfeng remained in the space filled with cracks. What a terrifying hand! Was this the true strength of a Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert? When Yi Chunfeng recalled the scene of the sky-covering hand grabbing the Punishment Elder like grabbing a child, he felt extremely shocked. With his strength and trump cards, although he could fight a fierce battle with an ordinary Nirvana expert, in front of Nirvana Heavenly Realm expert, he couldn't withstand a single blow. Lei Chuan Wang, this time I will give your Thunder Clan face and spare your life. But in the future, if you dare to provoke me again, no one can save your life. Yi Chunfeng looked down at Lei Chuan Wang, whose eyes were wide open and his heart was trembling, and proudly warned, let's go. Although Lei Chuan Wang was seriously injured, he was still a Nirvana expert. Through the storm of destruction, he saw the scene of the giant hand grabbing the Punishment Elder. In the entire Thunder Clan, there were no more than 3 people who could summon a gigantic hand that could cover the sky and capture the Punishment Elder. In addition, Yi Chunfeng's insufferably arrogant attitude caused him to fear Yi Chunfeng's identity. He didn't dare to stay for long, nor did he dare to take revenge. Carrying his broken leg, he leaped onto the spirit ship that was hovering in midair. The seriously injured Lei Chuan Wang was afraid of Yi Chunfeng leaving, so the remaining ThunderClan experts didn't dare to stay for long. They all jumped onto the spirit boat and left in a sorry state. Big brother, what just happened? Where did the punishment elder go? Who condensed that giant hand? Seeing the ThunderClan experts leave in a sorry state, Zhou Qianni came to Yi Chunfeng's side and asked in awe. Yi Chunfeng said indifferently as the disciplinary elder was taken away. What kind of person had such a divine ability? Even the punishment elder dared to grab Zhou Tianni's throat and ask in shock, "Zhou family head, I am truly sorry for destroying your Zhou family to this extent. However, from today onwards, the ThunderClan should not make things difficult for your Zhou family." Yi Chunfeng did not answer Zhou Tianni. Instead, he looked at Zhou Shanlong and said slowly, "My Zhou clan will never forget young Master Ye's kindness." Zhou Shanlong bowed deeply towards Yi Chunfeng and said gratefully, "This is what I promised your ancestors, so of course, I will protect you until the end." Yi Chunfeng smiled and slowly said, "Okay, Ling Yu and I will go back to rest. I will leave the rebuilding to you guys." "That's right, Patriarch Zhou, try not to spread what happened today. If the outside world knows what happened today, it might cause even more trouble." After that, Yi Chunfeng and Ling Yu left under the respectful gazes of the Zhou family members. "Big brother, do you think our Zhou family's crisis is really over?" Until now, Zhou Shankuan still could not believe what just happened. He felt like he was dreaming. We underestimated young Master Yi. His background is not simple. He used the power behind him to invite the ThunderClan to capture the punishment elder. Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said, "Big brother, you said that the person who formed the sky-covering giant hand was invited by young Master Yi?" Zhou Shankuan took a deep breath and said, "Other than young Master Yi, who else would help our Zhou family?" Zhou Shanlong said, "Okay, seal off today's news. No one is allowed to speak of what happened today. Whoever dares to leak will be punished by the family law." "Grandpa, is it useful for us to seal off the news? I'm afraid that the ThunderClan will leak what happened today." Zhou Qianni said, "Tianni, you are still too young. The ThunderClan suffered such a big loss today. They will want to seal off all news." Zhou Shanlong shook his head and said, "Maybe with young Master Ye's power, our Zhou family can really rise again one day." How is it? How is Memory Zhou City? Were they destroyed by Thunder Chuan Wang? When the ThunderClan left and Memory Zhou City returned to normal, Dong Hebo immediately called back the Dong clan spy. He wanted to know the Zhou family situation. "Clan leader, the ThunderClan has left, but Zhou Shanlong and the others are not dead. The Zhou family was not destroyed by the ThunderClan," the spy reported. Dong Hebo stared and asked loudly, "Are you sure Zhou Shanlong and the others are still alive? I saw it with my own eyes. The Zhou family is being rebuilt under Zhou Shanlong's command. Zhou Shanlong and Zhou Shankuan are still alive, but Guardian Lei Ming seems to be dead. How could this be? What happened? How could the ThunderClan let the Zhou family go?" Dong Hebo's brows were tightly furrowed as he pondered bitterly. It could be said that this result was far beyond his expectations. It caused his carefully planned plan to fail and even disrupted all of his deployments. Back then, the Zhou family manor was sealed off by the ThunderClan's experts. We didn't know what was happening inside. As for the spies our East River clan sent into the Zhou family, they left early with the Zhou family's fourth elder. "We were unable to obtain any information," said the East River clan's expert. Could it be that the Zhou family gave the culprit to the ThunderClan and gave them the Golden Thunderstone mine in exchange for their forgiveness? Dong Hebo's face was gloomy as he paced back and forth in the main hall. He thought of a possibility that he could accept. "Clan leader, are we still going to deal with the Zhou family?" the second elder of the Dongha clan asked. "Cancel all plans to deal with the Zhou family. Wait until I find out the truth." Dong Hebo smelled something unusual and ordered. With the crisis resolved, the Zhou family regained its peace. The fourth elder and the others who heard the news were filled with regret and wanted to return to the Zhou family. However, after receiving Yi Chunfeng's message, Zhou Shanlong didn't accept the selfish fourth elder and the others. He gave them some money and let them leave. "Tianni, this sword is for you. Back then, when I obtained this sword, the owner of this sword told me that if there came a day when I no longer needed this sword, I would have to pass it on to the next fated person. Now, I will pass it on to you. Yi Chunfeng gave Zhou Qianni the king armament, which had reached the level of a high-grade Dao artifact. Thank you, big brother. I definitely won't disgrace this sword. Zhou Qianni respectfully received the king armament with both hands and patted his chest as he promised. All right, go and cultivate. I hope that before I leave the Zhou family, your strength will increase significantly. After what happened a few days ago, Yi Chunfeng was very satisfied with Zhou Qianni. He decided to properly nurture him and gave him 2 ancient Dao pills. Time passed day by day. After the battle with the Thunder Clan's punishment elder, Yi Chunfeng had been in seclusion in the Zhou family, studying the heavenly fire triple-layer transformation. However, because Yi Chunfeng had fused the various flames he subdued together to form the heaven-burning flame, he didn't have any extra flames to use the heavenly fire triple-layer transformation. It looks like I'll have to find a way to subdue 2 more sacred flames in the future, Yi Chunfeng muttered to himself. He couldn't help but think of the sacred flame in the Sacred Flame Valley. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button below to record your reading record. You'll be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1245. Young Master Yi, we spent a lot of money through various channels, but we still couldn't find the Yin fruit and 3 yang grass. However, we did manage to gather a few sets of other items. Time passed, and after the Zhou clan's crisis was resolved, Zhou Shanlong immediately used various channels to collect the heaven and earth spirit items on Yi Chunfeng's prescription. Only by solving the Zhou clan's disciples' cultivation flaw could the Zhou clan rise again. However, the Yin fruit and 3 yang grass were too rare. The Zhou clan offered a high reward, but they still couldn't find these 2 spirit items. The Yin fruit and 3 yang grass were indeed rare, so it was normal that you couldn't find them. Yi Chunfeng said, Young Master Yi, can other spirit items replace the Yin fruit and 3 yang grass? Zhou Shanlong asked. No, the Yin fruit and 3 yang grass were the main ingredients for the Yin Yang life pill. If other spirit items were used to replace them, the effect would be much worse. Yi Chunfeng shook his head and said, Then let's think of another way. Zhou Shanlong took a deep breath and said, Family head Zhou, are there any ancient tombs in the Azure Thunder County that will open soon? Yi Chunfeng pondered and asked, Could there be Yin fruit in ancient tombs? Zhou Shanlong's snow-white eyebrows trembled slightly. That's right, the Yin fruit was an extreme Yin and extreme cold item. It liked to grow with ancient corpses. If there were ancient tombs in the Azure Thunder County, there might be Yin fruit growing inside. Yi Chunfeng nodded and said, Young Master Yi, we will send people to the Earth Yin sect to gather information. The Earth Yin sect likes to deal with ancient tombs. They should know that there is an ancient tomb that will open soon. 2 days later, Zhou Shanlong came to the West Courtyard to visit Yi Chunfeng. Young Master Yi, according to the Earthly Yin sect, they found an ancient tomb beside the Qingmai Mountain, and according to the various traces in the ancient tomb, that ancient tomb should have existed for 30,000 years. Zhou Shanlong said respectfully, In the next few days, the Earthly Yin sect will open for business and hold a grave auction to auction off the burial goods in the ancient tomb. A 30,000-year-old ancient tomb. If you are lucky, there should be Yin fruit growing in the tomb. Yi Chunfeng nodded and said, Patriarch Zhou, you guys continue to look for information about the 3 suns grass. I'll bring Tian Yi to the Qingmai Mountain. If there are Yin fruits, I'll get them for you. Yi Chunfeng showed a hint of interest. All right, I'll go get Tianyi now. Zhou Shanlong was very happy to let Zhou Tianyi stay by Yi Chunfeng's side so that he could learn more from Yi Chunfeng. The Earthly Yin sect had been dealing with ancient tombs their entire lives, and the grave auction was one of their favorite trading methods. Through auctioning the items of the dead, the Earthly Yin sect had traded for many treasures that would make Nirvana realm experts green with envy, and they had also accumulated a large amount of resources. With these resources, the Earth Yin sect's overall strength continued to increase, gradually developing into the fourth largest force in the Thunder region, second only to the Thunder Clan, Mirror Moon Sect, and Nangon Clan. Although there were some who disdained the earthly Een sect for profiting from the dead, opening an ancient tomb was not as simple as one would imagine. Even the earthly Een sect, which had existed for over 100,000 years, would often lose experts while excavating ancient tombs. After finding out that the earthly Een sect was about to hold a grave auction at the Chiang Mai Mountains, many forces showed great interest and rushed to the Chiang Mai Mountains, wanting to compete for the items unearthed from the tombs and strengthen their forces. Big Brother Yi, the Chiang Mai Mountains are right in front of us. Zhou Shui, who was wearing a snow-white dress, had skin as smooth as milk, an elegant aura, and delicate facial features, stood at the bow of the spirit boat. She pointed at a mountain range shrouded in clouds and green like a giant dragon in the distance, and spoke in a pleasant voice. Originally, Yi Qinfeng only wanted to bring Zhou Qianni to see the world, but he couldn't resist Zhou Shui's pleas and had no choice but to bring her along. What a terrifying Yin Qi! This ancient tomb at the Chiang Mai Mountains has probably existed for more than 30,000 years. Yi Qinfeng's soul was extremely powerful, and when he released his soul force, he discovered that the Chiang Mai Mountains was filled with a terrifying Yin Qi. The Yin Qi was so strong that it could instantly kill a peerless king. Let's go down. Yi Qinfeng put away the spirit boat and walked towards the Chiang Mai Mountains with Ling Yu, Zhou Qianni, and Zhou Shui. At this time, an ancient tomb that had been excavated had appeared at the Chiang Mai Mountains. Many cultivators had arrived early and gathered around the ancient tomb, waiting for it to open. The reason why a grave auction was so attractive was because it wasn't like an auction. The chances of getting something good in a grave auction were extremely high. Many people relied on their sharp eyesight and spent a small amount of money to obtain great treasures in a grave auction. It could be said that a grave auction was a great test of one's eyesight and experience. However, there were also many powerful cultivators who made a mistake in the grave auction and obtained useless items. Second sister, look, it's Donghei Yuqi. He's here too. When Yi Qinfeng and the others arrived at the ancient tomb, a tall man in luxurious clothes entered everyone's eyes. This man was Donghei Yuqi, who had wanted to take Zhou Shui as a concubine but had been kicked out of the Zhou clan by Ling Yu. Zhou Qianni had noticed Donghei Yuqi, and Donghei Yuqi had also noticed Yi Qinfeng and the others. The corners of his eyes twitched, and his expression became extremely ugly. However, when he thought of Yi Qinfeng and Ling Yu's strength, Donghei Yuqi didn't provoke them in public. Silently, he waited for the grave auction to begin. Welcome everyone to the grave auction. As more and more cultivators arrived, a woman in a black qipao with a seductive heart-shaped opening appeared. Her breasts were huge, and but was perky. Her figure was covered by the qipao, and her figure was exquisite and charming. Accompanied by two Nirvana elders, she appeared. This extremely seductive qipao woman was the Earth Een sect master, Een Ruashi. Although Een Ruashi was charming and beautiful, her methods were ruthless. She killed people like scything flax. She was a thorny rose. Very few people in the Lightning region dare to have any ideas about her. Sect Master Een, have your sect investigated the origins of the owner of this tomb? A white-haired old man in a dark gray robe spoke with his hands behind his back. His voice was deep and deep. This elder's name was Bai Wang, and he was a rogue cultivator from the Lightning region. His cultivation had reached the peak of nirvana, and he had the ability to fight against the nirvana experts. We haven't opened the main coffin yet, so we don't know the identity of the owner of this tomb. However, according to our in-depth investigation, this tomb has existed for more than 50,000 years. There are many items buried here that are of extraordinary quality. I guarantee that this trip won't be in vain. Een Ruashi smiled charmingly and said in a pleasant voice, 50,000 years. The crowd waiting for the grave auction was filled with joy. They looked at the tomb, filled with Yin Qi with passion. The older the tomb, the more valuable the items were, especially some ancient herbs. After 50,000 years of growth, their value was extremely high. It was enough for the experts of Nirvana to fight for them. All right, let's wait patiently for a while. When the yang qi is the strongest, we will open the tomb. Seeing that everyone's interest had been successfully piqued, Ruashi smiled and said softly, sword intent. Why do I feel a strong sword intent in this tomb? As Yi Feng waited patiently, he controlled the God-Eater brain to calculate and felt the presence of sword intent in the ancient coffin. Noon has arrived. Break the seal and open the tomb. After waiting for a while, Ruashi looked up at the blazing sun in the sky and loudly ordered. Crack, crack, crack. Cracking sounds rang out. Under the attacks of the experts of the earthly sect with the restriction breaking disc, the ancient tomb that had been sealed for over 50,000 years shattered, revealing a bottomless tomb. Rolling qi uncontrollably surged out of the tomb, and the entire space became terrifying. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button below to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1246. Noon was the hottest time of the day. Under the erosion of the sun's rays, the energy in the tomb quickly dissipated. When the qi in the tomb became thin, several experts of the earthly sect entered the tomb and used the sect's inherited techniques to quickly excavate the tomb. Soon, the bottomless tomb became bigger and bigger. Through the light from the moonstones in the tomb, everyone saw the structure of the ancient tomb built with large amounts of diamonds. Sword intent. What a powerful sword intent. Could this ancient tomb be the tomb of an almighty sword cultivator? The God-Eater brain's high-speed deduction extended into the ancient tomb and felt the powerful sword intent even more clearly. At this time, the experts of the earthly sect who snuck into the tomb used all their strength to break the restrictions in the tomb. They took out the precious burial items and handed them to Ruashi. Okay, now the grave auction begins. The rules are the same as usual. The highest bidder wins. Ruashi held a rusty long sword with blurry sword patterns, but it gave off a very strong, murderous aura. It was impossible to determine its grade. Big Brother Yi, what do you think of this sword? Zhou Qianni asked through telepathy when he saw the rusty long sword in Ruashi's hand. He didn't find anything special about it. This sword is of good quality. If I'm not mistaken, this sword should be a top-grade Dao sword. Although this sword had been greatly eroded by the passage of time, and the cultivators present were unable to determine its grade, Yi Feng, who possessed the God-Eater brain, could still clearly sense the grade of this sword. He transmitted his voice to Yi Feng. A top-grade Dao sword. Zhou Qianni sucked in a breath of cold air. The highest grade sword he had ever seen was the ruler weapon that Yi Feng had reforged and given to him. After learning that the first grave was auctioning a top-grade Dao sword, his eyes immediately lit up. Big Brother Yi, can I get this top-grade Dao sword? Zhou Qianni asked through telepathy with anticipation. Yes, but this sword has been greatly eroded by the qi. Even if it's repaired, it can only unleash about 50% of its peak attack. So it's worth around 10 million high-grade soul crystals. If it's too high, there's no need to bid. Yi Feng said through telepathy. Zhou Qianni nodded. While the crowd was observing the rusty sword in Ruashi's hand, Zhou Qianni was the first to call out a bid. 5 million high-grade soul crystals. 5 million. Hearing Zhou Qianni's bid, everyone's gazes turned to him. Following that, many cultivators who were interested in this sword shouted out their bids one after another. Soon, the rusty sword's price rose to 9 million high-grade soul crystals. 10 million high-grade soul crystals. Although Zhou Shanlong had given Zhou Qianni a lot of high-grade soul crystals before they came here, the Zhou family's financial resources were limited. Moreover, they had spent a lot of soul crystals to collect the materials required for Yi Feng's prescription, so Zhou Qianni only had a little over 3,000 high-grade soul crystals on him. 11 million high-grade soul crystals. Donghe Yuqi glared at Yi Feng and the others with hatred in his eyes. He communicated with the experts of the Donghe clan via voice transmission and made a bid. Tian, don't fight with them. Yi Chenfeng immediately transmitted his voice to Dong Heyuchi when he heard that the price Dong Heyuchi offered was higher than the original price of the rusty longsword. 11 million high-grade soul crystals. Was there anyone else who wanted to increase the price? A faint smile appeared on Yin Ruashi's delicate face when she heard Dong Heyuchi's bid. Since there was no one else, the first item for the grave auction would go to young Master Donghe. After waiting for a while, Yin Ruashi saw that no one was going to increase the price. I'm sorry. After paying the high-grade soul crystals, Dong Heyuchi purposely smiled at Yi Chenfeng and the others and bragged. Spending 11 million high-grade soul crystals to buy a broken sword was worth bragging about. Were you an idiot or something? Even with Yi Chenfeng's refining skills, he could only restore half of the power of this supreme-grade Taoist sword that had been severely corroded by Yin Qi. Without a high level of refining skills, this sword was no different from a piece of junk. You're just jealous of a broken sword, aren't you? As he spoke, Dong Heyuchi took out a porcelain bottle from his chinko ring. He poured out a fiery red, extremely hot liquid onto the rusted Taoist sword. With the help of the high temperature, he washed away the rust on the Taoist sword. However, when the red liquid washed away the rust bit by bit, the smile on Dong Heyuchi's face froze. He realized that the Taoist sword's weapon patterns were basically all damaged. Without the weapon patterns, this sword was worthless. Dong Heyuchi, do you want to slap your own face right now? But I can't blame you. For a short-sighted person like you, it's normal for you to make a mistake. Zhou Tianyi was overjoyed when he saw Dong Heyuchi's gloomy expression. He rubbed salt on Dong Heyuchi's wound again, making him furious. Zhou Tianyi, do you believe that I won't let you get a single item? Dong Heyuchi threatened while gritting his teeth. No. Before Zhou Tianyi could say anything, Yi Chenfeng interrupted. Although the Donghe clan was rich, Yi Chenfeng was even richer. With Yi Chenfeng's wealth, even 5 Donghe clans couldn't compare to him. Fine, let's wait and see. Dong Heyuchi didn't argue with Yi Chenfeng. However, he was determined to stop Yi Chenfeng and the others at all costs so that they wouldn't be able to gain anything. As for the conflict between the Donghe clan and the Zhou clan, Yin Ruashi didn't stop it. Instead, she smiled because this conflict could greatly increase the value of the grave auction. The second item for the grave auction was a porcelain jar. Inside the jar, there were 5 ancient Dao pills of pretty good quality. As she spoke, Yin Ruashi took out a dark yellow pill from the porcelain jar. It was dull, but emitted a strong medicinal fragrance. Ancient Dao pills. Seeing the ancient Dao pills in Yin Ruashi's hand, everyone's emotions were stirred. Ancient Dao pills were extremely valuable in the Lightning Dominion. If used properly, these 5 ancient Dao pills could nurture 5 peak experts. Big Brother Yi, how many high-grade soul crystals do you have? Can you lend me some? I want to bid for these 5 ancient Dao pills. The strongest person in the Zhou clan, Zhou Shanlong, was only a Class 5 combat beast emperor. If he could obtain these 5 ancient Dao pills that had been nurtured for more than 50,000 years, Zhou Shanlong and Zhou Shanquin would break through the final shackles and become Class 6 combat beast emperors. These are 5 useless pills. Not worth a single cent. Yi Chenfeng looked away from the ancient Dao pills and transmitted his voice. No way. The medicinal fragrance of these ancient Dao pills is so strong. How can they be useless? Zhou Tianyi doubted. This is just an illusion. When a medicinal fragrance of these 5 ancient Dao pills dissipates, their medicinal effects will also disappear and they will become useless pills. Yi Chenfeng transmitted his voice. After saying that, he shouted his own bid. 50 million high-grade soul crystals. Big Brother, you, Zhou Tianyi, asked in confusion. Yi Chenfeng smiled and transmitted his voice. He wanted to trick the Donghe clan and make them behave. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1247. Humph, I told you. I will make you get nothing today. When Dong Heyuchi heard Yi Chenfeng's bid, he snorted inwardly. 60 million high-grade soul crystals. 70 million high-grade soul crystals. As soon as Donghayuchi finished speaking, Nirvana's Bai Wang made a bid. He had a feeling that if he could get these 5 ancient Tao pills, he would be able to break through the shackles of cultivation and go to Grand Clear Sky to challenge the World Annihilation Thunder Mountain and cultivate Nirvana. The allure of the 5 ancient Tao pills was too great. Not only did Bai Wang bid, but the others also increased the price. Soon, the price of the 5 ancient Tao pills was raised to 100 million high-grade soul crystals. 100 million high-grade soul crystals. Is there anyone who wants to increase the price? Inruashi said with an enchanting smile. 120 million high-grade soul crystals. Yi Chenfeng pretended to think for a while and made a bid. Donghayuchi frowned when he heard Yi Chenfeng's bid. He dared to make such a big claim because he knew the Zhou family's financial strength. He knew that they couldn't take out that many high-grade soul crystals for the grave auction. As for Yi Chenfeng, he didn't put him in his eyes. He didn't believe that a person's financial strength could surpass a family's. 130 million high-grade soul crystals. Donghayuchi gritted his teeth and continued to increase the price. 150 million high-grade soul crystals. In order to break through to Nirvana, Bai Wang was going all out and increased the price. Big brother, I think it's about time. Don't let these 5 waste pills fall into our hands in the end. The price of the 5 pills rose to 150 million high-grade soul crystals. Zhou Qianni became slightly nervous and cautiously transmitted his voice to Donghayuchi. One had to know that the Zhou family, which controlled Zhou City, could only earn 300 million high-grade soul crystals a year. If these 5 pills fell into their hands, it would hurt the Zhou family's vitality. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Yi Chenfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to observe the changes in Donghayuchi's expression. Through his expression, Yi Chenfeng was certain that Donghayuchi was very interested in the 5 elixirs. He immediately made a bid. 200 million high-grade soul crystals. The moment the price of 200 million was announced, the entire ancient tomb was in an uproar. Everyone's gazes shifted to the calm Yi Chenfeng. Don't bluff. How could you possibly have 200 million high-grade soul crystals with you? The price of 200 million was beyond Donghayuchi's bottom line, which made him question Yi Chenfeng's offer. He shouted with a livid face. Whether or not we can afford it is our business. If you don't have the money, just watch from the side obediently. Don't make a fool of yourself and bark like a dog. Yi Chenfeng's lips curled into a mocking smile, deliberately provoking him. Donghayuchi had a sinister look on his face as he hesitated over whether or not he should continue to bid. Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui's hearts also clenched at this moment. They were afraid that Donghayuchi would give up and throw the 5 useless elixirs into their hands. Young master, this price is a bit high, a white-haired old man said telepathically. If these 5 ancient path elixirs are of high quality, then the price of 200 million high-grade soul crystals can only be low, not high. Also, I cannot let the Zhou family get these 5 ancient path elixirs, in case they use these elixirs to make a big fuss and threaten the status of the Dongha clan. Donghayuchi took a deep breath and raised the price. 210 million high-grade soul crystals. 210 million high-grade soul crystals. Is there anyone else who wants to increase the price? The price of the 5 newly excavated ancient path elixirs was far beyond Inruashi's expectations. Her smile grew wider as she asked softly. At this moment, Yi Chenfeng did not continue to increase the price. He gave the 5 ancient path elixirs to Donghayuchi. The gloomy Bai Wang also had to give up. However, his gaze towards Yi Chenfeng and Donghayuchi became colder and colder. Okay, since no one wants to increase the price, then this ancient path elixir will be won by young Master Dongha. Inruashi announced loudly. She gave the 5 ancient path elixirs to her subordinate and let him complete the transaction with Donghayuchi. You can't beat me, so just give up. After getting the 5 ancient path elixirs, Donghayuchi revealed a faint smile and continued to provoke. Donghayuchi, I don't know if you're really stupid or just pretending to be stupid. You spent 200 million high-grade soul crystals to get 5 useless elixirs, and you're still so happy. If I were your father, I would beat you to death, Yi Chenfeng said mockingly as he looked at Dong Yuqi's smug face. Who do you think you are? Dong Yuqi's expression changed slightly as he said in disbelief. If you don't believe me, you could take out the ancient path elixirs from the jar and see if half of the ancient path elixirs have already been lost. Yi Chenfeng said disapprovingly. How could this be? Dong Yuqi took out an ancient path elixir from the jar. When he released his soul power, his face turned green. Now you believe me, right? Yi Chenfeng chuckled as he looked at the dumbfounded Dong Yuqi, who looked as if he had been struck by lightning. You tricked me just now. When Dong Yuqi thought about how Yi Chenfeng kept increasing the price just now, Dong Yuqi felt a towering rage explode in his chest. He gritted his teeth and looked at Yi Chenfeng, roaring furiously. That's right, I tricked you. Who told you to be so stupid and easy to fool? Yi Chenfeng nodded and admitted. You. Dong Yuqi almost went crazy from anger. His whole body was shaking with anger. What, you want to fight? Lingyu stepped forward when she saw Dong Yuqi's angry eyes. She put her hands on her hips and said with a high fighting spirit, If you want to fight, I'll play with you. Dong Yuqi was already scared of Lingyu. Facing her challenge, Dong Yuqi didn't dare to accept it. He could only grit his teeth and swallow his anger. Can you judge the authenticity of the items in the grave auction? Seeing that Yi Chenfeng had accurately identified the treasures of the tomb auction, everyone's gaze towards him became fiery. Even Inruashi looked at Yi Chenfeng a few more times, as if she was deep in thought. Faction leader In, can we continue? Yi Chenfeng ignored everyone's questions and looked at Inruashi. Okay, let's continue. Inruashi smiled faintly at Yi Chenfeng. Then, she took out treasures from the pile of burial items and started the grave auction. Because this tomb had existed for too long, many of the treasures had been seriously corroded by the Yin Qi. Their value was greatly reduced. Also, there were no spirit herbs in the tomb, so Yi Chenfeng didn't bid for them. These 3 fruits were Yin fruits. Because this tomb had more than 50,000 years of history, these 3 Yin fruits had absorbed a large amount of Yin Qi. Therefore, their value was extremely high. If a master with the extreme Yin and extreme cold physique could refine these 3 Yin fruits, their strength would definitely increase by leaps and bounds. Inruashi took 3 strange-looking dark gray fruits from one of her subordinates and slowly introduced them. They were emitting dense Yin Qi and were somewhat strange in shape. Yin fruits. This tomb really did produce Yin fruits. Looking at the 3 Yin fruits in Inruashi's hand, Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui were overjoyed. However, their overjoyed expressions were noticed by Dong Yuqi, who was enraged by the humiliation he had suffered. He revealed a cold expression. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1248. 300 million high-grade soul crystals. When Yi Chenfeng caught Dong Yuqi's gaze, he didn't care. He didn't wait for the others to bid and shouted a price that shocked everyone. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement, test 1 had to know that the grave auction wasn't a formal auction. There was a lot of chance, and the slightest mistake could lead to a loss. Moreover, although the Yin fruit was precious, it was useless for normal people. Instead, they would be injured by the Yin Qi. Therefore, 300 million high-grade soul crystals far exceeded its value. 300 million. Hearing Yi Chenfeng's bid, Dong Yuqi's eyes twitched. His voice was stuck in his throat, and he didn't dare to shout it out. After buying 2 useless items, Dong Yuqi didn't have many high-grade soul crystals left. Moreover, Yi Chenfeng's bid had already exceeded the Yin fruit's price. He wasn't sure if Yi Chenfeng would trick him again. Moreover, after Yi Chenfeng's bid, Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui were obviously nervous. Obviously, they didn't have enough high-grade soul crystals. 300 million high-grade soul crystals. Is there anyone else who wants to raise the price? Inruashi looked deeply at Yi Chenfeng. who was so calm that no one could see through his true thoughts. Since no one was going to raise the price, the 3 fruits were won by this young master. After waiting for a while, Ruashi saw that no one was going to raise the price. Brother Yi Chanfeng, do you really have 300 million high-grade soul crystals? Zhou Tianyi asked nervously. If Yi Chanfeng raised the price recklessly, the consequences would be very serious. It was only 300 million high-grade soul crystals. Yi Chanfeng smiled faintly and said with a calm expression. He handed a universe ring to the earthly insect expert and bought 3 fruits from him. Damn, who is this guy? How can he be so rich? If it wasn't for Yi Chanfeng, the Donghe clan would have already forced the Zhou clan into a desperate situation. Moreover, he had been coveting Zhou Shui for a long time. However, everything was ruined by Yi Chanfeng. This made Donghe Yuqi feel that Yi Chanfeng was his nemesis. Yi Chanfeng won the 3 fruits. Ruashi then took out several valuable heaven and earth spirit herbs from the burial items. However, a heaven and earth spirit grass that was tens of thousands of years old was no longer able to arouse Yi Chanfeng's interest. He did not make any more moves. Silence as he waited for more precious treasures to appear. A few hours later, the grave auction was nearing its end. However, no one left because they knew that the main event was about to begin. Everyone must be impatient. Now, let's begin the main coffin auction. Seeing that everyone was eager to try, Ruashi smiled charmingly and ordered 4 earthly insect experts to carry the ancient bronze coffin, which weighed several tens of thousands of kilograms, out of the tomb and placed it on the uneven ground. Sect Master Een, I'm very interested in this ancient coffin. I want to buy it as a whole. Sect Master Een, please state your price. Yi Chanfeng controlled the God-Eater brain to sense the ancient bronze coffin. His eyes lit up as he asked in a low voice. If it were an ordinary person, I would be very happy to sell the entire ancient coffin. However, young master is not an ordinary person. Therefore, in order to avoid losing money, I cannot sell the entire ancient coffin to young master. Ruashi smiled charmingly. 2 billion high-grade soul crystals. Yi Chanfeng said indifferently with his hands behind his back. 2 billion? How rich was he? Hearing Yi Chanfeng's bid, the crowd was in an uproar as they began to guess Yi Chanfeng's identity. After all, there were only a handful of people in the entire lightning field who could casually take out 2 billion high-grade soul crystals for the grave auction. Sorry, 5 billion high-grade soul crystals. Before Ruashi could finish speaking, Yi Chanfeng continued to bid. Donghe Yuqi and the others were so shocked that their eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. Although the Donghe clan was rich, they couldn't casually take out 5 billion high-grade soul crystals for the grave auction. 5 billion is not enough. Ruashi took a deep breath and shook her head. 100 million high-grade soul crystals. Yi Chanfeng looked at Ruashi's charming face and continued to bid. 100 million high-grade soul crystals. Ruashi sucked in a breath of cold air and looked at Yi Chanfeng in a different light. In the central world, 1 high-grade soul crystal could be exchanged for 100 high-grade soul crystals. However, because the soul energy contained in a high-grade soul crystal was too pure, very few people were willing to exchange it for high-grade soul crystals. Therefore, the high-grade soul crystals were even more precious. Ruashi was completely moved by the young master's willingness to spend 100 million high-grade soul crystals for the ancient bronze coffin. Even her voice was slightly trembling. Zhou Tianyi, Zhou Shui, Donghe Yuqi, and the others were so shocked that they couldn't speak. When he thought about how he claimed that Yi Chanfeng wouldn't get anything from the grave auction, Donghe Yuqi wanted to find a hole to hide in. Yes, I can also cure the Yin poison in your body so that you won't be tortured by the Yin Qi during the month when the Yin Qi is at its densest. Yi Chanfeng nodded. You? Who are you? Ruashi was even more shocked when Yi Chanfeng exposed her secret. It doesn't matter who I am. What matters is that I sincerely want to buy this ancient bronze coffin. Yi Chanfeng smiled faintly as he looked at the shocked Ruashi. Okay, I'll sell it to you. Yi Chanfeng's price completely destroyed Ruashi's psychological barrier. Moreover, Yi Chanfeng could cure her hidden illness. In the end, she decided to sell the ancient bronze coffin to Yi Chenfeng. This was a smart decision. Yi Chenfeng smiled and threw a precious universe ring to Yin Ruashi. "Young master, how can you cure the Yin poison in my body?" Yin Ruashi asked after counting the high-grade soul crystals in the universe ring. "This is a pill recipe. Gather all the herbs on the recipe and look for me at the Zhou clan. I will refine the pill for you." Yi Chenfeng flicked his finger and threw a pill recipe filled with herbs at Yin Ruashi. "Young master, you're an alchemist?" Yin Ruashi glanced at the parchment that was filled with yang herbs and asked in astonishment. Yi Chenfeng nodded and said, "Okay, there's nothing else for me to do here. We'll be leaving first. I'll wait for you at the Zhou clan." After saying that, Yi Chenfeng walked to the side of the ancient bronze coffin that weighed several tens of thousands of jin and was covered in rust. He broke the restriction on the surface of the ancient bronze coffin. Under the greedy gazes of the crowd, he put the ancient bronze coffin into the universe mirror and left with the spirit fish and the others. The Yin faction's master didn't know the origin of that ancient coffin or who was buried inside. Seeing Yi Chenfeng's group leave, Bai Wang's eyes flashed with killing intent as he asked in a low voice, "I also don't know the origin of that coffin." Yin Ruashi shook her head and said, "Okay, everyone, we'll be leaving first. We'll meet again someday." Then, Yin Ruashi, who had a great harvest, didn't stay any longer and left with the Earth insects experts. "Senior Bai Wang, should we?" A rogue cultivator's eyes flashed as he approached. I didn't get what he wanted." Bai Wang snorted and immediately sped up to chase after Yi Chenfeng's group. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the save button at the bottom to record this book. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1249. Brother Qingfeng, someone is following us. When Yi Chenfeng and the group were slowly flying towards Memory Zhou City, the sharp senses of the spirit fish had detected the presence of danger. Watermark advertisement test. Watermark advertisement test. I know they won't give up. Yi Chenfeng smiled with a hint of coldness. Let's go to the forest ahead and deal with them. After speaking, Yi Chenfeng's group increased their speed slightly, flying extremely quickly to a mountain range not far in front of them. It was a mountain range with towering ancient trees and jagged rocks of strange shapes. "We will be facing a fierce battle soon. Are you two afraid?" Yi Chenfeng looked at the nervous Zhou Qianni and Ling Yu and asked softly. "Not afraid." Zhou Qianni and Ling Yu shook their heads and said in unison, "In the world of cultivators, the strong are revered. Every strong person needs to undergo a baptism of blood. Thus, if you want to truly grow, you must experience the test of blood and death." Yi Chenfeng nodded and said, "Don't worry, Brother Yi, we won't let you down." Zhou Qianni took a deep breath and said with a firm tone, "I think this place is not bad. It is suitable to be our grave. Let's deal with them here." After flying into a beautiful valley, Yi Chenfeng immediately summoned the half-restored ancient map fragment and hid it in the void. He sealed the entire valley and waited for Bai Wang's group to enter the trap. "Why aren't you running anymore?" At this time, Bai Wang's group of 20 people flew into the valley and surrounded Yi Chenfeng's group. However, Dong Yuqi was not among them, which surprised Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui. "I think this place is not bad. It is suitable to be your grave." Yi Chenfeng slowly turned around and looked at Bai Wang, who had a murderous glint in his eyes, and said slowly, "Ha ha, you want to kill us with just a few small fish." Sensing that Yi Chenfeng and Ling Yu were only rank 5 combat beast emperors, Bai Wang didn't put them in his eyes at all. He laughed and said with disdain, "Brother Qingfeng, leave that old man to me. I will kill him." The spirit fish took out her supreme grade Dao tool staff, and her beautiful eyes were burning with fighting spirit. "Okay, let's get this over with." Bai Wang was strong, but compared to Lei Chuan Wang, there was still a big gap. The spiritual fish was more than capable of defeating or even killing him. Roar and earth-shattering roar of a beast resounded. The spirit fish raised its head to the sky and let out an inhuman roar. The terrifying sound wave soared into the sky and dispersed the clouds floating in the sky. In the next moment, the spiritual fish's petite body continued to expand. In the blink of an eye, she had transformed into the true form of the golden-eyed divine ape. Her terrifying aura dispersed everyone present. Demonic beast. That little girl is a demonic beast. Seeing the true form of the spirit fish, the expert from the various powers who had come to kill, Yi Chunfeng gasped in fear. However, with Bai Wang here, they didn't leave. Boom! The spiritual fish cracked the ground with one stomp. With the supreme-grade Dao staff in her hand, she was like a moving mountain as she attacked Bai Wang. The spiritual fish carried a suffocating power. Bai Wang immediately deduced his Dao intent to the extreme. 2 Dao diagrams appeared on his body and released boundless Dao intent. They gathered in his palms, forming a terrifying palm print that slammed down. God-shaking fist, the spirit fish immediately unleashed a punch. The power of its entire body fused with the power of its bloodline to form a doomsday calamity. It collided with the Bai Wang seal's palm, creating a boundless storm in the air that caused the entire valley to tremble. What? That little girl can actually shake Bai Wang's attack? Seeing the spiritual fish not being at a disadvantage, the experts who came to kill Yi Chunfeng were even more shocked. A trace of uneasiness appeared in their hearts. At this time, Yi Chunfeng soared into the sky. His foot turned into a sword diagram that released a large amount of sword Dao runes and attacked the 20 experts. Kill! The experts didn't retreat. They summoned their Dao treasures and Gu Dao treasures to resist Yi Chunfeng's sword steps. They wanted to work together to kill Yi Chunfeng. Cosmos sword formation, the ice dragon sword appeared in Yi Chunfeng's hand. Yi Chunfeng formed a formation with his sword. 81 Qianquan swords flew out of his body and quickly condensed into a Qianquan sword diagram. They directly shattered the incoming Dao treasures and forcefully neutralized everyone's attacks. What? Seeing the Taoist treasures being pierced through by the cosmic sword and exploding in midair, the hearts of the experts from the various major sects turned cold. They regretted getting involved in this mess. Just as they thought of retreating, the cosmic swords turned into a rain of swords. In the blink of an eye, several powerful cultivators were pierced by the cosmic swords and turned into minced meat in the air. They died. Yi Chunfeng killed 5 people in the blink of an eye. With a thought, the 81 Qianquan swords quickly condensed, turning into 3 huge Qianquan swords that were more than 30 meters long. They pulsed with the power of the sword Dao. Then, they chopped down like 3 huge axes. Dodge! Facing the 3 cosmic swords, the experts smelled a strong threat of death and quickly dodged to the side without thinking. However, the moment they dodged, Yi Chunfeng's soul force erupted, forming a terrifying dizziness force that blasted into their soul seas. It caused their souls to tremble and their reactions to become seriously sluggish. Bang! 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 A series of shattering sounds rang out. 3 Qianquan greatswords slashed down, and another 9 people died under the Qianquan greatswords. A large amount of blood mist exploded in the air, making people shudder. No, don't kill me. I know I was wrong. Please let me go. In less than 10 breaths, Yi Chunfeng had killed 14 people in a row. His shocking strength had completely destroyed the defenses of the remaining cultivators, causing them to reveal looks of despair as they loudly begged for mercy. Too late. Yi Chunfeng shook his head and remained unmoved. His sword swept through the sky, shaking the heaven and earth. A terrifying sword ray directly tore through the defenses of several people and sent 2 more into the Yellow Springs. Bai Wang, who was fiercely fighting with the spirit fish, was shocked to see Yi Chunfeng killing the experts of the major powers. He never thought that Yi Chunfeng, who was only a rank 5 combat beast emperor, would have such terrifying strength. He could kill combat beast emperors as easily as killing chickens. While Bai Wang was distracted by Yi Chunfeng's terrifying strength, the spirit fish ignited her true god bloodline. A terrifying bloodline shadow appeared on her body and carried a world-destroying bloodline power that bombarded Bai Wang. Boom! The chaotic void trembled for a moment. facing the true god bloodline shadow head-on. Bai Wang's defenses were forcibly shattered. The terrifying bloodline power crazily rushed into his body, destroying it and injuring him. Bloodline ignition after being injured by the true god bloodline shadow. The frightened Bai Wang began to go all out. He quickly ignited his bloodline power and turned into a half-human, half-demon beast soul. With two top-grade Dao artifacts in his hands, he faced the tide of attacks from the spirit fish. Tianyi, Zhou Shui, I'll leave these two to you. Yi Chenfeng stepped forward and tore apart the attacks of the remaining 5 cultivators. He injured 2 with one palm and sent them flying towards Zhou Tianyi and Zhou Shui. Seeing the 2 rank 5 combat beast emperors vomiting blood, Zhou Tianyi and Zhou Shui took out their Dao artifacts and attacked with all their might. Young master, this is not a place to stay. We should leave quickly. The experts of the Eastern River clan hiding at the entrance of the valley were deeply shocked by the strength of Yi Chenfeng and the spirit fish. They didn't dare to stay for long and wanted to leave quickly. Okay, let's go. Dong Yuqi, whose eyes were filled with fear, nodded and quickly fled out of the valley. Buzz. When they were running, they felt like they had hit a mountain. A powerful force bounced them back, causing them to bleed. Oh no, it's an array formation. We're trapped. Sensing the illusory light wall that appeared in the void, the experts of the Eastern River clan were shocked. They all took out their Dao treasures and bombarded the illusory light wall. They wanted to break through the light wall and quickly leave this dangerous place. Dong Yuqi, don't waste your energy. Even Nirvana couldn't break through my array formation, let alone you guys. Yi Chenfeng killed the remaining 3 experts in his most powerful manner. He then flew toward Dong Yuqi, whose expression had changed greatly. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1250. Don't come over. I've just notified the 2 ancestors of my clan. If you dare to hurt us, I promise they won't let you go. After witnessing Yi Chenfeng's merciless slaughter, Dong Yuqi was scared out of his wits. He immediately brought up the 2 Nirvana ancestors to pressure Yi Chenfeng, begging Yi Chenfeng to spare their lives. What's the difference between your ancestors and him? Yi Chenfeng said emotionlessly as he pointed at Bai Wang, who was being suppressed by the true god's blood shadow and was in great danger. I know I was wrong. As long as you let me go, I'll give you soul crystals and treasures. I promise I won't be your enemy in the future. Bai Wang was very famous in the Thunderfield. The 2 ancestors were on par with him. Seeing that even Bai Wang couldn't beat the spirit fish, Dong Yuqi was scared and had to beg for mercy. Humph! Soul crystals and treasures? You want to bribe me, Yi Chenfeng, with that little bit of wealth of your Eastern River clan? Sir, our clan has a close relationship with the Thunder clan. If you insist on doing this, the Thunder clan will definitely avenge us. Since begging for mercy didn't work, the Dongha experts had to bring up the Thunder clan. Unfortunately, the Thunder clan won't be able to save you. Yi Chenfeng shook his head, unmoved. The sword intent emitted from his body completely locked on a Dong Yuqi and the others, making them feel as if a blade was hanging over their necks. Sir, you're strong, but compared to the Thunder clan, you're still too weak. I advise you not to destroy yourself because of a moment of rashness, the Dongha expert warned. I cut off Lei Chuanwang's legs in front of the Thunder clan's punishment elder. Even the Thunder clan can't do anything to me, let alone you. Do you think you're more precious than Lei Chuanwang's life? Yi Chenfeng said coldly. What? Dong Yuqi's eyes widened, unable to believe what he had just heard. Not only were Dong Yuqi and the others shocked by this news, but even Bai Wang, who was fighting the spirit fish, was terrified. Although he was unable to discern the truth in Yi Chenfeng's words, he felt regret in his heart. He regretted that he had tried to kill Yi Chenfeng's group before he had ascertained their true strength. Okay, time to send you to hell. Yi Chenfeng's pupils constricted as the bronze sword spirit flew out. It transformed into a cold star that pierced through the air and directly cleaved Donghae Yuchi in half. Donghae Yuchi was desperately trying to defend himself, and a large amount of blood spurted out from his body. Young master seeing Yi Chunfeng lying dead in a pool of blood, the experts of the Eastern River clan revealed looks of despair. However, their path of retreat had been cut off. They could only use their final trump card to besiege and kill Yi Chunfeng, hoping to find a chance to survive. Holy Thunder of Purple Beginnings. Several experts from the Eastern River clan surrounded Yi Chunfeng. The holy thunder of purple beginnings shot out from Yi Chunfeng's body, turning into a purple light, shattering the attacks that were coming at him. The Eastern River clan experts were blasted into minced meat, dying on the spot. While Yi Chunfeng was killing the experts of the Eastern River clan, Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui also used their own methods to kill the two combat beast kings that had been heavily injured by Yi Chunfeng. At this time, except for Bai Wang, everyone else had been mercilessly killed by Yi Chunfeng. The thick smell of blood permeated the air, causing others to feel nauseous. Seeing the situation before him, Bai Wang wanted to retreat. He wanted to use all of his power to break the ancient map's restrictions and leave this place. Landslide. While Bai Wang was distracted, the spirit fish merged with the true god's blood shadow and unleashed a fist that could shatter mountains. The entire space was thrown into chaos by this terrifying attack. Crack! Bai Wang's defense was immediately shattered by the spirit fish's landslide attack. The mountain-shattering power smashed into his body and worsened his injuries. Large amounts of blood spurted out from his mouth. Lightning electrogram with his body injured, Bai Wang didn't dare to hold back any longer. He summoned an ancient Tao-level light diagram that covered his body and blocked the true god's mountain crumbles that the spirit fish and the true god's blood shadow sent out. Don't waste your energy. Although you are strong, you will not be able to break through my lightning electrogram. Bai Wang, who was covered in the Gu Dao treasure's lightning electrogram, had a chance to breathe. He quickly swallowed an elixir and panted. Is that so? Yi Chunfeng stepped into the air and said calmly, I only need one sword strike to break through your defense. With that, the dragon spine sacred sword appeared in Yi Chunfeng's hand. Its sharp sword light tore through the air and left a deep sword mark in front of Yi Chunfeng. The sacred sword felt the power of the dragon spine sacred sword. Bai Wang's expression changed, and he quickly said, Sir, it was all my fault. I shouldn't have been blinded by the treasure. If you forgive me, I will agree to any of your conditions. No need, I'm not interested in you. Yi Chunfeng showed no mercy to his enemies. With a thought, he merged the bronze sword soul into the dragon's spine sacred sword. An unparalleled 10-meter-long sword light shot out. The sword slashed down, and the sky changed color. No one could describe the terror of this sword. It was as if the heaven and earth were split in half by this sword. All creatures were annihilated and turned into nothingness. Chi! The lightning electrogram immediately shattered under the attack of the dragon's spine sacred sword. The terrifying sword light was like a waterfall that slashed down on Bai Wang's body and sent him flying. One of his arms was directly severed by the sword light. Bloodline ignition with one of his arms destroyed by Yi Chunfeng. Bai Wang's life was hanging by a thread. He immediately took a black pill and burned his bloodline power in order to overdraw his body for one last fight. I won't play games with you anymore. After injuring Bai Wang with one slash, Yi Chunfeng used his sword steps and flew forward with the dragon spine sacred sword in his hand. He unleashed a tidal wave of attacks on Bai Wang, forcing him to retreat step by step. Dizziness art Bai Wang used all of his strength to counterattack, but Yi Chunfeng's soul power erupted like a huge hammer and ruthlessly smashed into Bai Wang's sea of soul, causing his soul to tremble and his reaction to slow down a bit. In the next moment, Yi Chunfeng's entire body fused with the dragon's pine sacred sword. Activating the power of the bronze sword spirit, he slashed down on Bai Wang's wounded body like an inverted waterfall, cleaving him apart and killing him. Bai Wang was dead. Seeing Yi Chunfeng kill Bai Wang with one slash, the Zhou siblings were deeply shocked and revealed looks of worship. Come, let's go back. After killing everyone present, Yi Chen-feng spewed out the heaven-burning sacred flame to burn the corpses of Bai Wang and the others. Then, he took away their belongings and summoned a spirit boat to carry everyone away from the Bloody Valley and back to the Zhou family. After returning to the Zhou clan's west courtyard, Yi Chen-feng immediately set up a restriction in the room and entered the universe realm with the spiritual fish. He couldn't wait to open the ancient bronze coffin and see what kind of important figure was buried inside. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1251. Open. Yi Chen-feng stood beside the ancient bronze coffin and released a powerful force, tearing apart the restrictions and opening the coffin lid that had been sealed for countless years. Watermark, advertisement, test watermark, advertisement, test buzz. The instant the coffin lid opened, a powerful sword intent shot out from the ancient coffin. The terrifying sword intent made the king of massacre, Mo Feng Yun, and the others' hair stand on end. They couldn't help but take a few steps back. What a terrifying sword intent. This person's comprehension of the sword, Dao, definitely surpassed mine. Yi Chen-feng didn't expect that the corpse in the ancient coffin would still be able to release such a terrifying sword, intent, even though it had been dead for tens of thousands of years. He became very interested in the remains in the ancient coffin. Looking into the ancient coffin, Yi Chen-feng saw a man in a dark golden robe with dragon patterns. His muscles were all withered, and there was no sign of life in him. He was lying in the ancient coffin in silence. In his right hand, he was holding a 6'6" long sword. It was completely black and embedded with black gems. The body of the sword was covered with ancient patterns. Sacred sword. The moment Yi Chen-feng saw the black sword, he could tell that it was a low-grade sacred sword. Its quality was even higher than the dragon's pine sacred sword that he had refined. Who was this person? There was actually a sacred sword among the burial items. Yi Chen-feng muttered to himself as he reached out to grab the black sacred sword. Suddenly, the lifeless man in the dragon robe, who had been dead for God knows how many years, opened his eyes. His eyes were as sharp as swords as they pierced towards Yi Chen-feng, causing him to smell a strong sense of danger. In the next moment, a sword light shot out from the dragon robe man's body and slashed towards Yi Chen-feng. Fortunately, Yi Chen-feng reacted quickly. His body flashed slightly, dodging this sword. However, a deep sword mark appeared in the impregnable space of the universe mirror due to this sword attack. This person wasn't dead. Seeing the dragon-robed man slowly sit up, his withered muscles wriggling rapidly and his body emitting a shocking sword intent, Yi Chen-feng revealed a look of surprise. He didn't expect that the lifeless dragon-robed man would come back to life in the blink of an eye. No. What is this? When Yi Chen-feng controlled the power of the God-Eater brain to penetrate the dragon-robed man's body, he found a mysterious power in his body. It was this power that controlled the dragon-robed man's body to attack him. Buzz after the first strike, the dragon-robed man leaped high into the air. He held the black sacred sword in his hand and interweaved a shocking sword beam. It was like a roaring black dragon as it slashed towards Yi Chen-feng and the others. The power of the universe, break for me. In the universe realm, Yi Chen-feng was an invincible existence. Even if a Nirvana heavenly realm expert was in the universe realm, Yi Chen-feng could borrow the power of the universe realm to kill him. Boom! The power of the universe collided with the streaks of black sword light, setting off monstrous waves in the universe mirror, causing the entire space to tremble. The aura of the sword spirit. Could it be that the sword spirit was controlling this person's body? When Yi Chen-feng felt the power of the sword spirit in the dragon-robed man's body, he finally knew what kind of power controlled his body to attack him. The Sword Emperor, it was actually him. When the dragon-robed man's shriveled muscles regained vitality and revealed his true appearance, Marquis Qianming's eyes widened as he recognized his identity. Marquis Qianming, have you seen him before? Yi Qianfeng asked in a low voice. If I am not wrong, this person should be the Sword Emperor who shook the Central World 50,000 years ago. I once saw his picture album and introduction in the Kirin Kingdom. Marquis Qianming said, this person was extremely terrifying when he was alive. His strength was comparable to the 3 divine emperors, and he was one of the most powerful masters in the Central World. Swish! While speaking, the Sword Emperor slashed out again. It turned into a giant black sword and pierced through the void. It carried a terrifying killing intent as it stabbed towards Yi Qianfeng. This sword seemed to have pierced through heaven and earth, annihilating everything in its path. Universe sword formation. After knowing the identity of the man in the dragon robe, Yi Qianfeng intended to compete with the sword soul that he had condensed. With one sword formation, 81 Chinquan swords flew out of his body and formed a Chinquan sword diagram, blocking the huge black sword that the sword soul had pierced out. Forcefully blocking the Sword Emperor's attack, Yi Qianfeng stepped out with his sword steps and approached the Sword Emperor. The dragon spine saint's sword in his hand danced wantonly. The sword light was like a drifting rain, making it hard for people to grasp. And the 81 universe swords, under the control of his mind, attacked the Sword Emperor's body and fought fiercely with him in midair. For a moment, layers of sword light collided with each other, bursting out endless rays of light. Like waves, they constantly attacked the space and caused a huge chaos. Bronze Sword Spirit break. Relying on his powerful physical body, Yi Qianfeng withstood the impact of the heavy sword power. With a thought, the Bronze Sword Spirit fused into the dragon spine sacred sword. The sword pierced through the air and tore through the layers of sword inscriptions like a hot knife through butter. The sword stabbed towards the Sword Emperor's chest. Facing Yi Qianfeng's shocking sword, the Sword Emperor did not dodge. The rolling power of the sword Wei fused into the black sacred sword. A sword light that was dozens of feet long, like a black dragon, flew out and slashed at Yi Qianfeng's shocking sword. Kathy 2 sword techniques collided. The sword light of the dragon spine sacred sword was constantly shattered. The sword light that was like a black dragon let out a chilling roar as it ruthlessly attacked Yi Qianfeng, wanting to shatter him. Universe sword formation, universe strike. Yi Qianfeng's expression changed slightly. The 81 universe swords turned into a universe giant sword. With the pressure of the Great Way, it blocked the sword light that was like a black dragon. After that attack, the Sword Emperor continued to attack. The sword light that was like a black dragon constantly slashed out, leaving sword scars in the air and pressuring Yi Qianfeng. Young Master Yi, be careful. This seemed to be the strongest move that the Sword Emperor had created back then. Its power was comparable to a mid-grade saint skill. When Yi Qianfeng was attacked by the Sword Emperor, Marquis Qianming immediately recognized the origin of this move and transmitted his voice to Yi Qianfeng. Mid-grade Saint Skill Yi Qianfeng raised his eyebrows. He was very interested in this move. He controlled the God-Eater brain to quickly deduce, wanting to imprint the attack trajectory of this move into his sea of soul. While Yi Qianfeng was trying to deduce, his attacks were completely countered by the Sword Emperor. However, in the universe realm, Yi Qianfeng was not afraid of anyone. He constantly used the power of the universe realm and merged it into his body to increase his attack and defense, blocking the Sword Emperor's attacks. Under the God-Eater brain's deduction, multiple sword trajectories appeared in Yi Qianfeng's sea of soul. However, it would still take some time to deduce a complete sword trajectory. The battle became more and more intense. The Sword Emperor used all of his skills to attack, forcing Yi Qianfeng to retreat. The space of the universe realm was riddled with holes from his ferocious attacks. However, under the isolation of the universe realm power, the Sword Emperor could not injure Yi Qianfeng at all. As time went on, the sword soul that controlled the Sword Emperor's body became weaker and weaker. Slowly, Yi Qianfeng managed to deduce the true essence of the Black Dragon Sword. A prototype of this move appeared in his Sea of Soul. Just as Yi Qianfeng and the Sword Emperor were fighting fiercely in the universe realm, trying to perfect the Black Dragon Sword, danger descended upon the Zhou manor. After learning of Donghe Yuqi's death, Donghe Bo fell into a rage. He asked two Donghe clan's great ancestors to investigate. After a series of investigations, they basically confirmed the murderer and came to the Zhou manor. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button below to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1252. Patriarch Donghe. May I know why you have come to visit my Zhou clan? Zhou Shanlong asked in a low voice. Watermark advertisement, test watermark advertisement test. Zhou Shanlong. I can't be bothered to waste words with you. Hand over the real culprit who killed Yuqi and let us take him away. Otherwise, don't blame me for destroying your Zhou family. Donghe Bo's blood-red eyes were filled with dense killing intent as he coldly warned. Donghe Yuqi was dead. Hearing Donghe Bo's words, the faces of Zhou Shanlong and the others changed slightly, revealing looks of shock. Donghe Yuqi was Donghe Bo's favorite son and the future hope of the Donghe clan. If his death was really related to the Zhou clan, it would lead to a series of serious consequences. Zhou Shanlong, don't play dumb with me. Hand over the murderer, Donghe Bo ordered, suppressing the anger in his heart. Patriarch Donghe, I don't know what happened, but my Zhou clan doesn't have your son's murderer. Although Zhou Shanlong guessed that Donghe Yuqi's death was most likely related to Yi Chenfeng, he wouldn't hand over Yi Chenfeng. Zhou Shanlong, do you think you can look down on my Donghe clan just because someone is backing your Zhou clan? If you don't hand over the murderer, I will destroy you first. An old man in linen robes with a face full of wrinkles standing behind Donghe Bo widened his eyes slightly. Beams of dazzling light shot out from his eyes like cold swords, piercing through the hearts of Zhou Shanlong and the others. He threatened. You're right. Nirvana, almighty figure sensing the strength of the linen-robed old man. Zhou Shanlong and the others were shocked. They didn't expect that Donghe Yuqi's death would draw out the patriarch of the Donghe clan who had been in seclusion for many years. Zhou Shanlong, our patience is limited. Moreover, we can confirm that Yuqi's death is related to Yi Chenfeng. So, I advise you to hand him over. Don't let your Zhou clan fall into eternal damnation because of an outsider. Another gray-robed elder spoke slowly. Like the linen-robed elder, he was one of the two pillars of the Eastern River clan, a Nirvana mortal realm almighty. Grandfather, what happened? Just as Zhou Shanlong and the others were at a loss after being intimidated by the two grand elders of the Eastern River clan, Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui, who had heard the commotion, appeared. Seeing the two of them, Donghe Bo's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He asked in a chilling voice, Tell me, is Yuqi's death related to you too? Thump hearing Donghe Bo's question, Zhou Qianni and Zhou Tianni's hearts pounded wildly. A trace of panic appeared in their eyes, and Donghe Bo caught it. So was he guys. Catching sight of the abnormality in Zhou Qianni and his companion's eyes, a surge of killing intent that soared to the heavens was emitted from his body. In a flash, he charged towards Zhou Qianni and his companion, wanting to kill them to vent his anger first. Flash Zhou Shanlong's expression changed drastically when he saw Donghe Bo's sudden attack. He quickly stood in front of Zhou Qianni and Zhou Qianni, who had turned pale with fright. Die! Bo East River roared, and a terrifying beast appeared around him. He punched out, and his terrifying soul power erupted, transforming into a terrifying beast that wanted to smash Zhou Shanlong to pieces. Theurgy tyrannical kick in this moment of crisis. Zhou Shanlong used a theurgy that he had just comprehended and had yet to fully grasp. A giant foot filled with terrifying power stepped into the air, colliding head-on with Donghe Bo's beast shadow. Boom! A deafening sound of thunder rang out, forming a billowing storm that swept towards Donghe Bo and Zhou Shanlong. Relying on his absolute strength, Donghe Bo resisted the recoil of the attack, but Zhou Shanlong was forced back again and again, spitting out mouthfuls of blood. I didn't expect an ant like you to be able to block my attack. What a surprise. Dongha Bo revealed a look of surprise after forcing Zhou Shanlong back with one strike. However, he didn't slow down his attack. His body flashed, and he flew towards Zhou Shanlong, continuing to attack. Boom! Another loud sound rang out from the Zhou manor. After taking Dongha Bo's attack head-on, Zhou Shanlong violently spat out a mouthful of blood. Like a kite with its string cut, he flew through the air in a beautiful arc before crashing heavily onto the ground. Grandfather! Seeing Zhou Shanlong heavily injured, Zhou Qianni and Zhou Shui's hearts tightened. They immediately ran over to check on his injuries. All of you die. Dongha Bo summoned an ancient Dao-level treasure, a square seal with a carp on it. He controlled the square seal to grow larger and larger, unleashing a destructive power that crushed down on Zhou Shanlong and the others. He wanted to kill them all in one fell swoop. Suddenly, a stalwart figure appeared before the ashen faces of Zhou Shanlong and the others. He swung a fist the size of a bowl and punched the square seal of the Gu Dao treasure. The terrifying power behind his punch sent the Dongha clan's treasure, the mountain water seal, flying back. Who was this? Dongha Bo's eyes widened in shock at the sight of the stalwart figure that had repelled the mountain water seal with a single punch and saved Zhou Shanlong and the others. The smiles on the faces of the two Dongha clan grand elders also stiffened at the sight of this figure. Grave expressions appeared on their faces. I'm your grandpa, Chaos. The Chaos mythological beast opened his mouth, and his voice was like a muffled drum. How bold! The two Dongha clan grand elders exchanged a glance before summoning a supreme-grade Dao spear. The spears surged through the void like two endless rivers, piercing toward the Chaos mythological beast. Chaotic 5 elemental light. The Chaos mythological beast roared and spat out a large amount of chaotic 5 elemental light. The chaotic 5 elemental light blasted through the air, shattering the attacks of the two Dongha clan grand elders and forcing them back. The two Dongha clan grand elders were even more shocked after being forced back by the Chaos mythological beast. They both ignited their powerful bloodline power and raised their strength to the limit. They continuously unleashed their killing moves toward the Chaos mythological beast. Die! The Chaos mythological beast unleashed all of its power. Under the horrified gazes of the two Dongha clan grand elders, it transformed into its most powerful battle form. It unleashed over 100 million kilograms of power and swung the ancient bronze coffin that had been refined by Yi Chanfeng to become a quasi-sane artifact. It was as if it was swinging a towering mountain. It directly shattered the attacks of the two Dongha clan grand elders and smashed toward the gray-robed elder. There was an earth-shattering boom. The gray-robed elder from Nirvana was smashed into a meat patty by the quasi-saint artifact ancient bronze coffin. The ground beneath him caved in more than 10 meters under the impact of the ancient bronze coffin. Ancestral Patriarch Dongha Bo and the others were deeply shocked when they saw the gray-robed elder being smashed into meat paste by the Chaos mythological beast. They couldn't believe what had just happened. Zhou Shanlong and the others were also shocked by the Chaos mythological beast's strength and began to guess its identity. Go to hell, all of you bastards. The Chaos mythological beast smashed one person to death with each coffin. It attacked the gray-robed elder with a terrifying aura, wanting to kill him again. Retreat. The gray-robed elder, Dongha Bo, and the others didn't dare to stay any longer after experiencing the terror of the Chaos mythological beast. They wanted to leave the Zhou clan as soon as possible and slowly take their revenge in the future. Since you're here, why don't you all stay? Yi Chenfeng's voice suddenly sounded. After the God-Eater brain's repeated calculations, Yi Chenfeng, who had basically deduced the Black Dragon of Absolutes, left the universe realm and appeared outside the Zhou clan mansion. He stopped Dongha Bo and the others were preparing to leave. Mobile reading site, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 1253. You finally came out. Let me ask you, did you kill my son? Dong Bo's expression changed slightly when he saw Yi Chunfeng and Ling Yu blocking their path. He glared at them furiously and questioned them with gritted teeth. That's right, I was the one who killed Dong Yuchi. Yi Chunfeng nodded and admitted it. Good. It's best that you admit it. You killed my son and that grand elder of my East River clan. Someone will seek justice for my East River clan, Dong Bo said coldly. If it weren't for the shocking scene of the divine beast of chaos smashing the old man to death, Dong Bo would have lost control of his murderous intent and attacked Yi Chunfeng. The corners of Yi Chunfeng's mouth slightly curled up as he said with a murderous look, "Who do you think will give justice to a few dead people? Yi Chunfeng, I'm warning you. Our Dongha clan has a close relationship with Lei Chuanwang and Lei Ming. If you dare to hurt us, the Thunder Clan will avenge us." Sensing the murderous intent in Yi Chunfeng's eyes, Dongha Bo felt very uneasy. He immediately used the Thunder Clan to pressure Yi Chunfeng. Dongha Bo, I have to say that your Dongha clan is too uninformed. Yi Chunfeng smiled and said, You have two big backers. I killed one and cut off the other's legs. They can't save you. What? Hearing this, Dongha Bo and the others felt like they were struck by lightning. Their minds went blank and they froze on the spot. No, this can't be true. I won't believe your nonsense. Dongha Bo shook his head and said, Whether it's true or not, you can ask Lei Ming when you go to hell. As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng summoned the ancient map fragment, enveloping the dozen or so experts of the Eastern River clan within it, not giving them a chance to escape. Divine beast of chaos, end this quickly and kill them all. After controlling the ancient map fragment to trap Dongha Bo and the others, Yi Chunfeng, the spirit fish, and the divine beast of chaos immediately attacked them and fought fiercely with them inside the ancient map fragment. On the brink of death, Dongha Bo and the others' potential was completely stimulated. They did their best to defend themselves. Unfortunately, Yi Chunfeng and the other two's attacks were too terrifying, especially Yi Chunfeng and the Chaos Divine Beast. They were all experts who could fight against Nirvana's almighties. Dongha Bo and the others couldn't withstand their attacks at all. In less than 10 breaths of time, one expert after another from the East River clan died under the ferocious attacks of Yi Chunfeng and the others. Only the linen-robed elder and the blood-soaked East River Bo were left. Stop! We know we're wrong. Please let us go. Under the threat of death, Dongha Bo was terrified. He had no choice but to lower his noble head and beg for mercy. Too late, Yi Chunfeng coldly said. Fusing the power of his 5 acupuncture points, he continuously unleashed a force of 100 million Jin, destroying Dongha Bo's defenses. Then he punched Dongha Bo's chest. Cracked Dongha Bo's sternum shattered. The terrifying power directly penetrated Dongha Bo's body. A large amount of blood, mixed with pieces of his internal organs, spurted out of his mouth. He was on the verge of death. Dongha Bo was severely injured by Yi Chunfeng's punch. When he was on the verge of death, the spirit fish kicked him in the back with a force of 100 million Jin. The terrifying power penetrated his body, crushing his heart and killing him with a single kick. Blood escape. Witnessing the scene of Dongha Bo's death, the linen-robed elder fell into a panic. He didn't hesitate to burn all the blood and chi in his body to use blood escape to escape. Stun art. With a thought, Yi Chunfeng's terrifying soul power blasted into the linen-robed elder's sea of soul. The elder's sea of soul trembled, and his reaction was slightly delayed. By the time he regained his senses, the Chaos Divine Beast had already raised the ancient bronze coffin high up in the air. It came crashing down like Mount Tai. The coffin smashed into him, and his entire body turned into a bloody mist. He died on the spot. After domineeringly killing Dongha Bo, the linen-robed elder, and the others, Yi Chunfeng immediately released the heaven-burning sacred flame, melting their corpses and taking away their belongings. He also removed the ancient map fragment that restricted the Zhou family mansion. Young Master Yi, you really killed them. After witnessing the scene of Yi Chunfeng killing Dongha Bo and the others, Zhou Shanlong was deeply shocked. His heart couldn't calm down for a long time. Deep worry grew in his heart. He was worried that this matter would lead to a series of terrifying consequences. Zhou family head, you don't need to worry. I will take care of all the consequences. Yi Chenfeng smiled and said disapprovingly. No, young Master Yi, don't misunderstand. I didn't mean that. Zhou Shanlong was afraid that Yi Chenfeng would misunderstand, so he hurriedly explained. Zhou family head, I'll leave the cleanup to you. If you don't want to cause unnecessary trouble, you can seal off the news. As long as there is no evidence, the Thunder Clan cannot do anything to us. After he finished speaking, Yi Chenfeng brought the Chaos God Beast and the Spirit Fish back to the Western Court. He re-entered the universe mirror and arrived at the Sword Sovereign's side, suppressed by the power of the universe. Tearing open the Sword Sovereign's golden dragon robes, Yi Chenfeng saw a hexagonal crystal around the Sword Sovereign's neck. It was pitch black, without a trace of luster. As for the mysterious Sword Soul that controlled the Sword Sovereign's body, it was hidden within the hexagonal crystal. Bronze Sword Soul devour. With a thought from Yi Chenfeng, the Bronze Sword Soul flew out and submerged into the hexagonal crystal, forcefully devouring the Sword Soul hidden within. After the fierce battle with Yi Chenfeng, the Sword Soul that controlled the Sword Sovereign's body was incomparably weak. It simply couldn't resist the Bronze Sword Soul's attacks, and its soul body was slowly shattered. As the Bronze Sword Soul devoured, the Bronze Sword Soul's power grew stronger. It completely defeated the Bronze Sword Soul in the hexagonal crystal and devoured it completely. After devouring the Bronze Sword Soul that the Sword Sovereign condensed back then, Yi Chenfeng's Bronze Sword Soul continued to transform. The Sword Dao patterns in the Sword Soul increased. Finally, after about a day of transformation, Yi Chenfeng's Bronze Sword Soul finally completed its transformation. The Sword Dao patterns in the soul body increased from 120 to 180. On the surface of the Bronze Sword Soul, there was a layer of faint white light. Although the white light was very faint, it made Yi Chenfeng reveal a look of pleasant surprise. Once the Bronze Sword Soul completely transformed into a Silver Sword Soul, the Bronze Sword Soul would transform into a Silver Sword Soul. The Sword Soul's power would increase by dozens of times. Although the Bronze Sword Soul had begun to transform, Yi Chenfeng knew that it would take a long time for the Sword Soul to transform into a Silver Sword Soul. This Emperor's robe was also a treasure. It was probably a low-grade saint artifact. Yi Chenfeng took off the Sword Sovereign's golden dragon robe that had been immortal for tens of thousands of years and was a low-grade saint artifact. He placed the Sword Sovereign's corpse back into the ancient bronze coffin. Senior, Junior is truly sorry for disturbing Senior's rest. However, Senior can rest assured that Junior will not disgrace Senior's treasure. After a period of time, Junior will find a new place with good feng shui and rebury Senior's corpse. After taking away the Sword Sovereign's golden dragon robe and black dragon sacred sword, Yi Chenfeng bowed deeply to the corpse and placed it back into the ancient bronze coffin. Bang! The moment the Sword Sovereign's corpse was placed back into the ancient bronze coffin, it suddenly exploded and turned into ashes. Yi Chenfeng sealed the ancient coffin again and bowed deeply to it 3 times. He began to cultivate in seclusion in the universe realm. He wanted to fully understand the Black Dragon Absolute Sword imprinted in the God Devourer's mind. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.